Hey guys, welcome back to another Sarcasm City sports Q&A hosted by myself, Yan City, Yannicka, whatever you want to call me. And I'm joined by the lovely, the hardworking, Mr. Clone himself, Mr. Flawless Take Note, the king of Sarcasm City, the Clyde to my Bonnie, the Jay-Z to my Beyonce, and all that kind of stuff. My baby, my best friend, one out of two of my favorite YouTubers, Flawless. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, and even better, another A1 intro. That was A1. The one on Gillingham City meets Mandem United was A1, and that one was A1. So I'm doing blessed. I have to give you your flowers. Exceptional intro.
Yeah. And last but not least, my little brother, my second favorite YouTuber. Well, joint favorite YouTuber. 2 out of, I don't know. Sorry. 2. Yeah, 2 out of 2. My little bro. He's killing it in the YouTube scene. He's hardworking as well. We might have to get some Ryan clones soon. How you doing tonight?
That was lovely, that was a great intro. That I'll give you that. That was really nice. That was really nice.
Phenomenal. It really was. You lot, we're at 19 likes already, so big up to you lot, because that's the highest we've been in such a short space of time. So make sure you get that over 20, get that up to 30. Big up to everyone in the comments. We are going to reach all of them. Love to everyone who is supporting the Sarcasm City TV Sarcasm City TV YouTube channel. It is road to 3K. Make sure if you're watching via the Twitter, you like the tweet, retweet the tweet, like the tweet. Make sure you follow Yan City, Ryan, and myself. We're all tagged in the tweet, as well as the Sarcasm City TV Twitter. Also, as well, if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share it across all the socials. And equally as important, YouTube, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share it across all your socials and subscribe to the channel. Sarcasm City TV is road to 3K. So as soon as we hit 3K, like during that week, we're going to do a 3K party. So it'll be myself, Yan City, and Ryan on this. And we all going to be waved. You're going to get people dropping in. So your Lewis's, I'm sure the likes of Tox, JV, Saeed, Aaron, Cam, all the people you see involved with the Sarcasm City TV family, whether it's on a permanent basis or guest appearances. So yeah, look at him. He's so excited. Can't wait for it. He's so excited. I can't wait either. It's gonna be gassed. We're gonna do a drinking game as well, people. So what we're gonna do is, for us three, is we will use, and when we say shots, it's not actual shot. We just take a sip of our drink when we say one of our regular phrases. So like, for instance, if Yan City says, listen, yeah, or you're chatting shit, or you lot can give us some good ones, because we want 2 for each person. They're the 2 we've got. Or like when Ryan says my G or my guy, or he says Graziano Potterino, or when I say what was it? I even forgot why I even said tax. Yeah, tax, that's tax. It. Yeah. Tax. When I use anything, when I say, yeah, this is such and such tax, you know what I'm saying? Or when I say, get what I'm saying. See, there we go. We're learning on the job, people. But yo, love to everyone who has locked in.
Everyone that's locked in. That's
yeah. That's probably
that's a good one. Oh, that's your Don, innit? Talk to your Don, innit?
Yeah.
Talk to your Don. That'll probably be one. So we will decide that. We will proper narrow it down and give it. And then you lot will know. So if you see us sipping, you know why. So yeah, man, we look forward to that.
The way it will probably go, we won't need to sip. We'll probably just have to down it or something.
Yeah. Because
I'm not gonna lie.
Yancy, when she says listen, yeah, it's normally 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying?
It's only 3 or 4 quite quick.
Listen, yeah. It's not 1 or 2.
Listen, yeah.
You 2 are going to be drunk. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, we all get waved.
Like,
this is what it is.
If you say that, you have to drink as well.
Until you're drunk, and then I'll be like, yeah, see, these 2.
No, you do know when you say that you have to drink as well.
Yeah, you got to drink too, you joker. Yeah, and none of this alcohol pops 2.5%
wine.
It's not 2.5. It isn't.
Well, what's the idea, Ryan? Go on, hit us. What's the idea?
All right. So when we say like, so if let's say if Yan City was to say, listen, yeah, me and Flawless have to take 1 sip, Yan City has to take 2. So whoever says the actual one has to double the amount of sip.
You know what? That's a great idea. You know why? Because then it saves the person just trying to get us all waved for no reason.
Yeah.
So I'm with that. Yeah, I'm with that. But yeah, no 2.5. You proper get some gin and that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm gonna be on my JD.
Yeah.
An alcohol trolley. So let me show you what I've got, because it's sick.
She will show us. While Yan City
So
goes to show
so
us.
excited for this already, and there's still
Yeah.
about over 200 subscribers left to go.
That's actually fire, you know.
That's
It's actually vodka. It's blueberry vodka.
What's the percent?
Blue raspberry vodka. It's 26.3 UK units.
Jesus. All right.
That's strong, isn't it?
Yeah, what you gonna be mixing? What you gonna be mixing it with? You know yet?
I don't know.
Just asking out of interest.
City. See it, guys?
Yeah, it's fire. Minus the disgusting badge on the front. It actually looks fire, innit? You know what I'm saying? And that.
I've got Ray and nephew, but I'll be dead.
Yeah, be careful with that stuff. Be very careful with that stuff. Ryan, what you gonna be drinking?
I've heard about it.
Yeah. You gotta treat it with care and that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta treat it like it's a bomb that can go off at any moment because it will finish you for a week. You know what I'm saying?
Let me check because Neek stole half of it.
Yo, Ryan, what you gonna be drinking?
Probably drink some vodka, you know. I'll probably just get that.
Mix with. We're gonna be mixing it with.
No, probably mix with orange juice or something, like I did at your place.
Yeah. Just asking and have interest.
Okay,
Obviously, I'll be on the JD.
One is from Jamaica, so it's 63%.
Jesus Christ.
That is
really that's mad.
This is Neeks, you know.
Yeah, that will mash up that. That will mash up. Salute to Neeks, and that will absolutely mash up your entire life. It really will. It really will. And also, as well, people, if you want to become a member of this crazy family and this crazy channel, Sarcasm City TV, the link is underneath in the description. You get multiple great perks. There's 3 different levels. And one of the perks is you do get shout outs at the start of certain shows. So let me give shout outs to all the members. This list is getting long like a scroll, but we move. Big up to the big guy, 44, Progressions Project, Davey Fisher, Scott, NB, Cams TV, Daniel, Junior Swag King, Taekwon, Nippon, Wayne Modes, SH, Footy Fantasy, OKW, Deviant, J Socials, Eugene Amagash, Neville B, S Feetly TV, Glazers Out, Winter Surfer, and of course my 2 co-hosts who are also members on the channel with Yan City and Ryan. But yeah, the link's underneath. And if you haven't seen the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, what it is, we just answer any of your questions. So anything sport, and it can be any sport, past or present. You can ask us a question. And of course, if you are a member, your comment takes priority like a super chat. So if I don't get to your question, it's not me ignoring you. It's the fact if you're a member, then boom.
Yeah.
You takes priority.
I got a question,
go on, fam. Go on.
During the
drinking
question. Game,
go on.
Who spews first?
Oh, not me. I'm never sick from alcohol.
I don't think so.
I never am anymore. I used to, but not anymore.
I don't think so. I'm not.
I've never been sick after drinking. Like this doesn't give you a hangover, even though it's 63%.
63 is mad, you know.
It is mad. It's mad. It's actually like the thing is, I don't normally my dad steals it in it, but I kept this for myself and then made a rum punch and all of it went in it. So now there's not really much left. So I need to go to Jamaica to get a new one. That's my excuse. The next time.
You know, in it. Anytime to go JA in it.
Jamaica, in it.
Big up CFC Akin who says, yo, big up to you. Big up to Dupe. Regular says big up. Notorious FAT says big up all of you. Big up. Nippon saying big up Yan, Flawless, and Ray. Big up to you, Nippon, and that every time. Notorious FAT, we're going to get to this. Flawless, where was your goal today? Pocketed by Tamari. I didn't watch the game in it, so I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, Tamari's a good player as well. Yeah, like saying goal to get me. I've done 2 years.
Already say Tamari's a good player just to make Ronaldo not seem as
I actually do rate.
I
do actually rate Tamari.
Apparently, from
now Tamari is good in fairness. I'll give him.
Yeah, I do rate. I actually genuinely, all banter aside, do rate Tamari, and my goal 36 in it. Like man's been carrying Juventus the whole season, and that. Like, you know what I'm saying, carrying these scrubs. That's yours with Graham. Say that again.
How come we're not seeing as big a decline in Messi?
We've seen a decline in Messi and that. He's got 2 years without a domestic title. Of course it is. You know what I'm saying? Who's won more in recent times? That's
Koeman and whoever the Barcelona manager's tax been like. Who was it in? That's Valverde tax. That's Koeman tax.
So he needs a great manager in that. But when I say Pirlo, who's worse than all those, is different. Pirlo's worse than all the managers you just named.
Nah, that's
Pirlo's the Italian Artel. Yeah, Pirlo's the Italian Artel. This is his first job. And I love Pirlo as a player.
I ain't gonna lie.
So I feel like slandering him is just blasphemous because he's one of my favorite footballers of all time.
But I slander him because you slandered Fernando Torres earlier on, so I'm wasting no time in slandering your favorite player, innit? Calling him a passionate Timo Werner and shit.
He is a passionate, he's just a long-haired Timo Werner, innit? That's all he is in that. You know what I'm saying?
Just wait till I see you next, bro, honestly. Just waiting.
can't wait for this.
I was gonna drop kick you in it.
One question: do you think Fred is comparable to Kante? So you're talking about what we were talking about on Red Talk. Now, in terms of like stature and the way they play, yeah, they are similar. You can't compare
in terms of the energy they've got and the way they
cover the pitch. They're similar. That one's left-footed, one's right-footed, but they're both in terms of size, what they do, what they're good at, what's not. Yeah, I think Kante's the better player, but are they compare? Can you compare the two of them? Yeah. Do they both do a similar job for their team? Yeah. So yeah, I think they can be compared. So that's why I was having a discussion on Red Talk. Yeah, that's my point. It's not like comparing. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not. They're not different players.
Yeah. It's like I wouldn't compare a Fred to a deep line playmaker. I wouldn't compare a Kante to a deep line playmaker.
Who's better on the
ball?
I would say.
I think Fred's better on the ball. And that's no shot at Kante. I think Kante is the better player. Yeah. I think Kante is the better player, but I think Fred's better on the ball. But that's not a shot.
I do rate Fred in all seriousness. I do.
Ravi says, "Big up your chest, Sarcasm City." Tremendous trio says Dupe. Glazes out. He said help. You saying help, and then he said hello. You know what I'm saying? So big up to you. Subscribe now says Winter Surfer. Yes, big up to Winter Surfer. The big guy says, is there any Spurs slandering section? Soon come, man. Soon come. Where we at? Dupe says, when we hit 3K, we'll also be celebrating City's Premier League and Champions League. You'll be celebrating that. I'm not. I'm celebrating the 3K. You know what I'm saying? Blues broke. Yeah, when Lewis joins, we're going to do that for sure as well. Every time he mentions the AC Penitentiary in it. Thomas Tuchel's treble stick and Chile Blues.
I know, we're actually going to die from alcohol poisoning.
We might. We'll go down. We'll go out as legends and that. Big up Saint also. You hear me? Saint.
Oh, big up my guy Nick in it. Big up Mike.
Shout out to Saint. Yeah, make sure you lot subscribe to his channel. I've been on there. I know Ryan's worked with him as well. The only bad thing about him is he's a Liverpool channel.
It's a good channel, man. Make sure you subscribe, people.
Make sure you subscribe there, people, and you will catch him on a Q&A at some point. Definitely going to get him over here. Yeah. Definitely. He said, anti-flawless, big up to you. Dupe says, Yan be wilding with these drinks, you know. She's on stuff. Daniel saying, hey, Yan, with the love hearts.
Yeah.
Yan looking to be in bed for a month with them drinks. Here's a question. Nippin, we'll start with this. He says, hey, Yan, would you rather see Jamaica win the Gold Cup or England win the Euros? I know the answer.
Do you know what? I support Jamaica. But I think in terms of Man City, it would be good if some of our players won the Euros in terms of what Man City do. But yeah, I am a Jamaica fan. So it's one of them. I don't think Jamaica winning the Gold Cup does that much for Jamaica, whereas I think England winning the Euros.
You don't think it does? I think it does, considering they've not.
I think it won anything. What is the Gold Cup anyway?
The Gold Cup is.
They won. I can't remember what it was called. It might have been the Gold Cup. They won not that long ago against Chile.
One sec.
I'm sure they won.
Oh, wait. So Jamaica got past Chile and a certain goal failed twice against them. Interesting, but we move. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I think they won one.
We move in it. You know what I'm saying?
I remember when we did.
Jamaica moved to Chile. Let's not get out of this. Jamaica moved to Chile, but certain people's goats, yeah, you know what I'm saying, and that lost back-to-back finals against them. But Jamaica, the reggae boys, yeah, moved to.
No. Right. Chile have they won it, I think, twice or something after that.
Yeah, I'm saying they bounced back in it, like certain people's goats,
like Sanchez and these guys.
I remember what it was. It might not.
Messi didn't win a World Cup because of Higuain tax.
Yeah, sure.
I think it was. Let me see.
That'd be a shot right there, isn't it? Sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, tax. Yeah, but it was me who said that, so we wouldn't actually have to drink because it has
that's
to be
true.
You who says it. Yeah.
It has to be. Yeah. That's facts. Well, yeah, Yan, we found it.
Jan?
She looks like she's studying hard there, isn't it?
Yeah. Nah, I'm just trying to think of what. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was that they won. I can't remember what it was. It was something, because I know now, because we haven't won the Gold Cup. We came second runners up in 2017, but there was something that was won. I don't follow Jamaica too much because they play at like 5 a.m, and I do not have time to stay awake to watch Jamaica. But yeah,
somebody said it it's their version of. I don't know if it's the Caribbean version because that's wrong, but it's kind of like the European. It's kind of like the Euros in it. It's a certain countries in a certain space can get into it in it. Like England can't just go into a Gold Cup. You know what I'm saying? Same way you can have Jamaica in the Euros. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. How
But
Chile got in
I
there? I don't even know how that things works. I'm not gonna lie.
It's one of them where I don't think. Don't get me wrong. I always want Jamaica to win, but I just think I think England winning the Euros is a bit better.
As long as it benefits your club team in the long term, then you're going to go for your club team.
Yeah, we don't have any Jamaican players, so it's not like 5 of our players play for Jamaica. Like Foden winning, you know, the Euros at a younger age would be good for Foden going forward because he's never going to have that international crap thing that, you know, the likes of Aguero, Messi have got. You know, it's one of them, and I'd rather he wins.
Why do you have to bring Messi's name into that? You do know you're giving Flawless more ammunition there.
Nah, he always comes with that bullshit. But the thing
How's
is,
it bullshit is a fact. He is 0-5 in finals.
His goat might be in the Europa League next season, so maybe you do want to.
Yeah.
You want to be in
the Europa League, yeah.
My goal's 36, isn't it? Your goal's gone 2 years without a domestic league title.
Hey, my favorite player is 30
Who's your favorite
in the Champions League final.
Who's your favorite player? But he's not your goal though. Yeah, but there's a difference.
My favorite player is in the Champions League final.
There's a difference. There's a difference between favorite players and goats and that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my goat is Messi because Messi is the best.
Right, player. And then it's so different. But yeah, my goat. You talking about your favorite player being in a Champions League final? My goat has more, you get me, than most clubs by himself, including my own.
Speaking of goats, did anyone see Mo Salah's assist yet last night?
I legit didn't see it, you know. I'm not gonna lie.
That's my
I'm not even hating. I legit didn't see it.
That's my Egyptian king, you know. Any Liverpool fan who said sell him, you know, I don't know what they're smoking, honestly.
Yeah, serious. I don't know, innit? We had some clown on there the other day, you get me, talking about it.
Nah, in all seriousness, get him out, innit? He's a fraud. But it was a good assist still. Fire assist.
I see says flawless thoughts on Canelo. Quality box where you put in a good performance. I enjoyed that. It's a shame how the bout ended.
I saw highlights of that, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a shame how it ended because it was. I hate to see big fights end in that manner. In terms of, it was a cracking shot that he caught him with. The shot was phenomenal, and
I need to see it still.
I understand why Billy Joe Saunders is. Yeah, it was the 8th round. Yeah, and it was coming. I had Billy Joe Saunders ahead by a round at that point. At the time of the stoppage, I had him over on the head. I had the judges didn't, but we already knew what the judges is gonna like. You know what I'm saying? And that.
Yeah, but the judges most of the judges are always on smoke. Anyway,
big up everyone, but yeah, is my favorite. Big up Daniel. Big up Flawless. You went dumb on the Arsenal slander. Of course, man. You know what I'm saying? And that.
Now they want
Flawless. I have a question rather than a statement. Prime Torres and Suarez better than Prime.
We were discussing this on our group chat.
None of this crap, man. Stop being disrespectful, man.
Yeah,
it's a conversation, you know. We're talking about Prime
trophies on the table, innit?
No. Tell both of those two have won Champions Leagues. Torres has won a World Cup and a Euro. Suarez has won league titles in Barca and the Champions League. And we have to have this. I've always tried to have this conversation, but you guys shut it down quick, you know, because you don't want to accept it, right? Prime Suarez is the best one out of all three of them in terms of overall play. The guy's he's a twat. He's a horrible person. I can't stand him as a person, but as a footballer, he's probably the best striker in the world of the past 10 years. The guy's insane as a footballer.
Not at Liverpool then. So when they left Liverpool,
including at Liverpool,
Okay, fair enough.
It's not his fault.
With me, with this,
it's not Suarez's fault. Steven Gerrard bloody took his eye off the ball, wasn't aware of his surroundings, and miscontrolled it, and then lost his balance. Yeah,
that's your goal. Put some respect on your legend, man.
Bullshit. Right.
Without no Gerrard, you lot don't win the Champions League.
People need to accept that. And it cost Suarez a league title, which he would have won on his own. And Prime Fernando Torres, people forget how good Prime Fernando Torres was, yeah? But, you know, now he's calling him a passionate Timo Werner, yeah? People forget how good this guy was at Liverpool because of how bad his time went at Chelsea. Prime Fernando Torres at Liverpool, yeah, was the best striker in the world. The only reason why he didn't win a league at Liverpool was because in the 08-09 season when we should have won it and we had a good team, he was injured for most of that season.
And we had to go on
because I think he only played 24 league games. He was still almost top goal scorer. And if he'd have been fit for a few more of those games, we'd have won the league. So there's mitigating circumstances. Aguero has always been in a better team at Man City with the likes of David Silva and De Bruyne feeding him all the time and Yaya. So, and yeah, to be fair, Prime Torres did have like Alonso and Gerrard, but still he had like Dirk Kuyt and Riera and people like that as well.
Yeah,
and Suarez was just carrying
To be fair to Suarez, though, he was mashing up Barcelona at Madrid as a kid, like 21 or whatever he was.
And Suarez had people like Joe Allen trying to supply him. Suarez was scoring goals from the halfway line and shit more than once. Like, that guy's a madness, you know.
It's a mazzo. But yeah, that's something we test, you know. Yeah, you really did. That's something we need to delve into in detail, because you're talking 3 top quality strikers there. So I know there's stuff that I've forgotten about. All 3 of them.
Best, don't get me wrong, but I think prime those 2 are better than him. I have to be honest. It's all about
and then we get to this. When the question was asked, or Mug here says Flawless should be locked up for thinking Fred is. We're just talking about in terms of style of play. That's literally it. I never said that Fred was better than Kante.
Profile of player.
Style of play. If you can't understand that they both are they're literally the same height. Get me? They have the same attributes. I'm not saying Fred is better. They have very similar attributes. They do the same things. Like I said in it, the reason why everyone's rating Kante right now, when he was under Lampard, he looked hella exposed. And that's not shy at him, but he didn't look the same. When man was 8th, 9th, level on points with Lampard, and Lampard with a team with Kante in is saying this team can't compete. When Sarri had him and was playing him elsewhere, he looked exposed in that. And that's not taking shots. All I'm saying is that, yes, they are comparable because they do the same job to the same level. No. But do they do the same job? Yes. Like, that's all I'm saying. Let me get some more. Of course, Saint, man. Flawless, your shameless pushing his agenda. Of course, man. Agenda's half the agenda, innit? You know what I'm saying? And agenda's half the agenda. Agenda's over facts at times. I be running with shit that I don't even know is true at points, especially on social media. I be running with shit on social media I don't even know is true.
You know what? Like if you do that, people don't even check.
Yeah, people don't check. Like, I've been talking about it.
Sterling's got 25 goals this season, and people are like, no way.
Yeah, like people like I only found out about the Coupe de France 2 weeks ago, and I've been running with that like it's the best competition ever.
No,
I thought Saeed made it up, man. Yeah, I thought Saeed made it up. I didn't know it. Hear what I'm saying, Ryan? I didn't know it was a legit competition until I Googled it, and I was like, "Oh, I thought he made it up." It sounds like, and now I'm just like, "Yeah, it's the most prestigious domestic cup competition in European football history." We're just running with it. I had no idea it existed 2 weeks ago. No idea. Existed 2 weeks ago. I legit thought Saeed made it up for that.
Was that just a trigger stat, man?
It's just building up inside, man. It's been building up inside of me. When Saeed said it, I thought he was joking because he said it with a laugh on his face. You tell him a smile on his face. You telling me that don't sound made up? That sounds made up. Yeah. The Coupe de France. Right, that sounds like a made up cup competition. I thought he made it up. So, but I don't follow French football and that. I be running with this Poch thing. I don't know about PSG. I didn't even know they played today. I ain't even gonna lie until people told me it, innit? Yeah. Like, I'm even saying what happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. I'm just saying I'm blaming Tucci. You know what I'm saying?
We need to have a discussion about your Don Poch, you know.
Here we go. All right, when we have one about Graziano Potterino, all right, we'll go.
No talking Graziano Potterino because that was Lewis Dunk tax, innit? Like, fuck Lewis Dunk, innit? Like, you know, Brighton were battering Wolves in that first half, and now Lewis Dunk gets himself sent off, and they let Adama Traore score in the end. Like, what is Graham Potter what kind of plays is Graham Potter dealing with in it? Give him better plays, he'd win the quadruple.
The thing is, when everyone talks about Pep, they talk about the players that he's got. So, if based on that, you know, Graham Potter's not got anywhere near the quality of players that Poch is. But do you know what? It's not even the fact that like he's bottling the league. It's the fact that he went 1-0 up in a game and then ended up drawing to put himself 3 points off top place. So he might win it. Is
this today?
Yeah. 2 games
See, I don't
left.
even know what happened in it. All I know is Kimpembe got a red card.
Who did they play again?
That's all I know.
That was late. They played Rennes.
No.
So they played in the last minute of the first half, like 45 plus 6, they got a penalty. And then Rennes scored, and then Kimpembe did get sent off, but it was in the 87th minute, so nothing happened after that.
So here's the thing.
On so many red cards. Like, I don't know what's wrong with that team, but they're like.
It's probably
let me. So he says PSG was 4 points ahead when Tuchel left Oblame. So why did he get sacked then? Something was clearly going wrong.
They said to do with the apparently
Why did he get sacked?
Only people above him. I don't think it was to do with.
I heard something like that.
I don't even know the situation.
We had arguments with the people above.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah, because they were probably like, you spent all this money, you got all these players. Why have you not won the Champions League? Because if Poch lost the Champions, go on.
Poch is going to be under big pressure next season because when you consider Tuchel got sacked in December for literally getting to a Champions League final and he won the league and he got sacked in December. If Poch don't win any of those two this season, well, obviously he can't win Champions League, but if he don't win the league, then he's under big pressure that even a bad start to next season could see him get sacked.
It could. What I will say
is, then your agenda's in the mud.
Yeah. That's what I would say. All jokes and all agendas aside, obviously he's gone in there now. This ain't his team. Should he win the league? Yes. Does it take a dent? Does his record take a hit if he doesn't win the French league? Yeah. The Champions League, not so much. Like, does it put him under more pressure going into next season? Yes, 100% it does. But I'm waiting to see, all right, this isn't your team. Let me see you with your play. Even if it's 1 or 2, then I'm going to be watching more close. Do you have to win the league next year? Absolutely, 100%. Do they have to try and go further in the Champions League? Yes, you reach the semi-final. So now you have to reach the final. And I'll be watching him closely to see how he does.
Yeah. I think it's more the way they got knocked out against City. Like, City just pammed them over both legs, apart from maybe the first half of the first leg. The rest of that, City were City were in full control. Like, it's not only the fact they went out, it's the way they went out, which was so disappointing, and the way they lost their heads. Like, if they'd have gone out, but it'd been really close over both legs, and it would just been, the odd goal in it, then I don't think people would be getting onto him that much. But the fact of how they got knocked out is quite worrying for them. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and that's something on him. I think Poch is here and he's trying to reach that next level. And it's like, all right, we're gonna see if he falls short. I personally believe, like, all jokes aside, I genuinely rate him. I don't think he will fall short. If he fails at PSG, I'm not gonna come in there and be like and defend him. I'll be like, nah, you got it. I got it wrong. He failed, but that doesn't. Let me just put this out there to United fans and that. Poch failing doesn't make Ollie any better. Let me just
that's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna go on.
Like, I know me and Jan City like I've been like gassing up Ollie the last few days, but it's like we're only doing that for banter, isn't it? Really, like we all know Poch is clear.
That's why I take it from YouTube.
Of Ollie. Like,
yeah, and it's not even that. It's more so from United fans. When I see United fans getting onto usually I understand because I ride for Poch, so it's like, of course, like I have nothing against Graham Potter, but because you back him just to be a dick, I'm gonna go against him. You lot both love Messi, so I'm gonna slander Messi, even though I rate him highly and he's one of the best players I've ever seen. Just cause, innit? Because if we all came on there and was serious, it'd be dead. So we're all serious, like aside with like Poch. I said this. This is the telling moment to see if he's as good as I think he is. But I'm gonna give him more than half a season. I'm gonna be watching him closely next season.
We're gonna knock out Man City. But
Mbappe got injured, innit? Because Mbappe got injured, innit? You know what I'm saying? Mbappe got injured.
He didn't play it.
Nah, you can't play it.
He got injured. He got injured. Mbappe scores a hat trick in that, innit? You know what I'm saying? Lucky he wasn't on. If he wasn't that fraud Neymar, it's different. You know what I'm saying? And
fraud Neymar.
Fraud Neymar in
it. But Mbappe did not turn up in the first leg either.
Yeah, because he was injured in the first leg. That's my whole point. He was injured. He's clearly not 100% fit.
Still running.
He wasn't 100% fit. Yeah, because you know what? He's got chest in it. He's got heart, and that's what that is. That's what it is. He tried, man. Yeah, man. He tried. He did, man. And he don't even have to because he's got that much skill in that. You know what I'm saying? He's got that much skill.
I remember that when we got City Chelsea. Yeah, Aguero wasn't fully fit because he's just come back. Like,
if Aguero's not fully fit, that's on you, isn't it? Like, he might not be fully fit. Mbappe clearly wasn't fully fit.
Yesterday,
that's a reason why his performance wasn't up to par. Because I heard when we did the Q&A that week, the Sunday before that, and I heard he got injured, and it's like, oh shit, that could change everything, type of thing. And that's true because he didn't look right. Even when I'm watching him, I'm like, yeah, you don't look right. Even though City did play very well.
Fair enough. It's all right. But anyway.
It's all right, me and move on. Don't even try that. Don't ever try that. Don't ever be so disrespectful.
Let's mute the mic. Right. So, yeah, in terms of Poch, I actually looked at their fixtures for Lille. And the two that Lille have to play, one of the teams they drew with earlier in the season, and the other team they actually lost to. So Lille could potentially not win the league based on, therefore, and if it's one of them where they can't beat that team. It might be one of them where, like we see in the Prem a lot of the times, you might draw with a team and then the next time you play them, you beat them 5-0. It might be one of them situations. But looking at it, I think they got St. Etienne, who they drew with, and I think they've got, I can't remember what the other team are. They begin with an A. But yeah, they lost to them last time. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, they are at the top. I would expect them to win it. They've been top a lot of the season, despite how close PSG have been. So I would expect them to see it through. But yeah, it could be an interesting end to the season, because you've got Barcelona, who are chasing, and Real Madrid that are chasing
the title
down. And then you've got in the French league, a lot of these leagues are not over. I know even the Premier League's not over. It will be one.
But it is, but technically it isn't.
Yeah, but technically it isn't. It's a bit madness. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I hope that Lille win it. I really do. But yeah, it's one of them.
Oh,
Jeremiah's coming. Comment.
Yeah, of course, Jeremiah would come in. All the time. Yeah. Every time Ollie wins, he's here, innit? When Ollie loses, man's busy and got work. You know what I'm saying? And that.
Yeah.
But we move in that.
You know what it is though? Because people are saying about Ollie's going to win a European Cup. I'm not being funny, but if PSG go into that Europa League, PSG win the Europa League. It's not
even
like...
If Potter was in charge of this United team, they'd be in this position as well, winning the Europa League. It's not hard to win it this year with United's run to the final. I
thought you said something completely different. And I just caught what you said.
Yeah, no, he was saying if Poch came in, he'd still be doing. It's not like he would have got kicked out earlier.
It's not like he would have got knocked out by Roma.
Yeah.
Now I hear you in it. I thought you were saying something completely different from the start of the season, but why you said to run the Europa League?
The reason why Poch isn't in a Champions League final is because Man City played really well.
Pep's a better manager than him anyway.
Yeah, I know they weren't great, but Man City were really good. As much as they were poor, Man City were also really good. So it's one of them. I don't think he wasn't far away. It's not like he got kicked out in the quarters or something. He actually got almost to the end. Do you know what I mean?
Man beat Barcelona and Bayern Munich.
I know.
2 legs each.
But that's football fans are fickle.
I'll get to this gone.
Yeah, no, even this, football fans are very fickle. So they'll be saying this manager's the best manager ever. Mm-hmm. But then if they lose, it's like Pep. Pep is rated highly because of what he's been doing. For me, more so than anything to do with the Champions League, winning 3 Premier Leagues in 4 years is why the likes of Fergie are rated so highly, because he consistently won the and he used to win 3 in 4 years. That's why Fergie is seen as the GOAT of the Prem, because he consistently won the league. 3 out of 4, maybe 4 out of 5, them sorts of records that he was getting. And obviously in the end, he ended up with 13. So it's the rate that Pep is winning the Prem at, if he stayed as long as Fergie, he would also have some daft record like that. So it's one of them things that's why I rate Pep so highly. Whether he wins the Champions League final or not, to get us there, that's the furthest we've ever been as a club. So I'm not going to be he's shit because he lost the final to a very informed Chelsea team with a fantastic manager. Even though it'll be upsetting because I would have liked Aguero to have won it, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I know Man City will win it eventually. So it's just a case of when we win it and stuff like that.
I think people take bottling out of context when it annoyed me. When
it's bad.
That's exactly what I was going to go to. But go on, Ryan. Sorry. Go on.
Klopp at Liverpool lost his first 3 cup finals. And people saying, bottle job, he's bottling all these finals. People don't realise his first one was against Man City, which was on penalties, and they were a miles better team than us. They were a miles better team than us that season. So how's he expected to win that? And he only just lost it on penalties. Sevilla, that's the only one where you could argue that he might have bottled it. You could argue it based on the second half. But the third one, the Champions League final against Real Madrid, a Real Madrid side who had won 3 in a row, and we were the massive underdogs. How the fuck did he bottle that final? So that annoyed me. And then obviously he's proved everyone wrong when he won the Champions League and Premier League. But that's when people take bottling completely out of context. Bottling is. Would you say that if Ollie lost would you say that if Ollie lost the Europa League final that he's bottled it?
No.
Do you know what?
Exactly. Actually, that being said, no. What I will say is it's not bottling it.
How it happens.
It depends, your connection's moving a bit dodgy, Ryan, as well. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say to add on to that. It depends on how you do it. Like, say for instance, he goes there and he plays a formation he's never played, or he's playing players who have never played in that formation. That's when you can look at that, because you have a better team than Villarreal. But there's so many variables. Obviously, people use it all the time. As soon as you lose a match, there's no manager that's undefeated. There's no player that's undefeated. Every manager, every player, whoever your goal is in whatever role, has lost to a manager that's deemed as not as good as them, or have lost to teams that are not as good as them. I don't care if it's Guardiola, if it's Klopp, if it's Fergie, whoever in it, if it's Flick, if whatever player, whether it's Ronaldo, Messi, Ronaldinho, Brazil, like Haaland, Mbappe. But people act like you can't lose in that. Like, there's nobody out here with a 0 on their record. And I think people just run with that on social media. Like, oh, Poch is bottling, like,
you know what? You know what?
The league on. It's like, you don't watch it like that to say that. So you can't really say that. You don't know what's going on like that. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, like, I think a lot of the time it's just used for banter, innit? That's the reality of it. It's used for banter. What I would say is, like, it depends how it goes as well, because if Man City go into the Champions League final, go 3-0 up, and then Chelsea win 4-3, that's bottling it. Yeah. If Chelsea do the same, it's bottling it, because you had that lead. You should have won that game, regardless of who's the favourite or whatever. So it depends. Like, there's context to it. But I think people generally say bottling. If Man City went into a final, like when we lost the final to Wigan, people would have said Man City bottled it, because in that game, we should have won that game, like, in terms of on paper. I don't think we particularly played well enough to win that game, if I'm being honest. But you would still expect a Man City to get the win. It was 0-0 for like 87 minutes or something. It's not like it was... They were beating us 1-0 from the 10th minute and we just couldn't get into it. Like, it was one of them poor games. So I think people just say it for banter. Like, when I say you're bottling shit, like, unless you've had a 3-0 lead and you've got beat,
that type of thing,
really bottling it. But I will say...
I've got a question for you. Did Ollie bottle the Champions League group stage? Or did he just get outclassed by Nagelsmann?
See that? I wouldn't say he was bottling it. I just think that's a skill set thing.
I think he got outclassed by Nagelsmann. That's not bottling it. He just got outclassed by Nagelsmann.
Like, I don't think that.
Game. Yeah.
I don't think. Oh, you're talking about that game specifically? No, I don't think he bottled it. In that. I think he just.
Yeah, I don't think he bottled the Leipzig game. I think he got outclassed by Nagelsmann tactically. I think that was just it.
Yeah, I think that's a skill set thing.
I thought you meant like when they only needed 1 point from 2 games and they got 0.
If you take that into account, maybe he did.
That way. Because I think Man United, with the squad that you have, if you only need 1 point from 2 games, you should get that. So
against PSG, I don't agree, but against Leipzig, definitely yes.
You only need 1 point from them too. So
I hear you.
Man United to get that. You know what I mean?
I think there's too many. There's too many variables with it.
Really?
Yeah. There's not a blanket statement like this is bottling it. This is not type of shit. Go on, Ryan. Let me get to the super chat. But go on, fam.
If Leicester don't get top 4, has Brendan Rodgers bottled it?
Yeah, they had a 10-point lead a few weeks ago, man.
And the way they got battered by Newcastle, 4-0 down at home to Newcastle is worrying.
Man City, into teams that they should be beating.
I mean, being 4-0 down at home to Newcastle isn't great, I'll be honest.
That's not great, but is that just... But the thing is, there's a difference between... You can just have an off night. You can have an off day. Like, to me, Leicester versus Newcastle.
You can.
And that's not bottling it. That's an off night. I'm saying that specifically.
It's not an off night, because at one point, Leicester were like 10 points clear of like Chelsea. And now it's like literally Chelsea are above them.
Okay, here's the thing though. Wait. Okay, so let me reverse this though. They did this same thing last year. Is it a skill set?
I don't think he bottled it last year. Last year they had too many injuries.
They had injuries, but still, Vardy's not been on fire this season. You know what I'm saying? And that there's other things as well. What my point is, they did this last season. If they do this again, are they bottling it? I don't know. Or is it a skill set thing? Leicester we might be ranking them too highly. They might be not good enough to get over the line. Yeah, Yancy, read out that super chat as well.
Yeah, big up every time. Thanks for the super chat. She said that penalty from Aguero, though. Did he think it was a division match?
That pissed me off so much.
You know what? Aguero has scored that kind of penalty before. So he tried it again. I don't know what he was thinking. It was shocking. I said before that I feel sorry for him, and I don't mean that I feel sorry for him because of what he did, because it was stupid from Aguero. But I know Pep, and Pep hates showboating. He hates it with a passion. So I think Aguero's just robbed himself of getting on that pitch in the final. I don't think we'll see him because I know what Pep's like, and Pep don't trust him already. So for him to go and do that after Pep doesn't trust him, he ain't playing that final. You will not see it.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
And I think it's his fault. He's only got himself to blame because, you know, just put your foot through it. If you miss it or he saves it, great goalkeeping.
Yeah,
if you were 3-0 up and he did it, fair enough. But like, not when you were only 1-0 up. Like,
this is just the thing. When you miss a penalty, you give all the momentum to the other team, and the time that he missed the penalty as well was key because it meant that they were at half time only 1-0 down, and they could basically think about how they were going to come out in the second half. And the second half was pretty much Chelsea. Like, it was Chelsea most of the game. So they came out thinking, we can win this game. And it's because of that stupid penalty miss. Because if he scores that, Chelsea are a little bit more like, okay, we need to try and score 3 goals. It's a little bit of a harder task. But you know what? Like, I would say Man City, like, I don't like using the word bottle, but how the hell are you drawing in the 92nd minute and then you lose? Like, they keep doing it. It's not a first time at home that we've done it this season. It's twice now against Leeds. 10-man Leeds, we did it, and then against Chelsea, exactly the same thing. Like, how do you do the same mistake twice in like 3 home games? And it's just, I don't know. I just think it's dumb. It was a dumb thing to do. I thought Man City should be ashamed of themselves because at the end of the day, if you draw that game, it's not the end of the world. We need 2
That second half was so poor from City.
If you I wouldn't say. Here's the thing: is I wouldn't say that second half or looking at City last season say they bottled the league. I'm just like, I just think they had a bad season. I don't think that's a bottle thing.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that.
But they were the clear favorites. And if you look at the Liverpool side they lost to, they should be not losing out in the manner in which they should in the points difference.
They shouldn't.
Over 38-game period.
Did get 99 points. Like, we were
no.
I don't think City bottled it.
No. You was on point. Wait, did you get 99 points the season you won it?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the season you lot won it. Last season. How many points did you get?
We got 99 points.
Did you get 99 points? Mad thing. That's crazy, isn't it? Wait, did you get 97? Did you get 97 the season before?
97 the season we didn't win it, and 99 the season we did.
My point is that there's no way that gap should be so huge, but I wouldn't say City bottled it last season. I just think they had a bad season.
You know what it was with that as well is like with Man City, like the way we are is we tend to have a really good season, and then the next season we're like, okay, and then we'll have a really good season. Like, since Pep's come, we kind of have been better every sort of season, like which doesn't normally happen. Normally City are good for like a season, then they drop off, then they're good for a season, then they drop off. And it's kind of weird because I said yesterday, it's weird with Man City and Chelsea because we haven't seen too many title races, Man City and Chelsea, because when Man City are at their best, Chelsea don't seem to be around for that long. And then the opposite, when Chelsea have their seasons where they win the league, Man City are nowhere near. And it's really strange. It's like,
I think
it's just been that way. So I think next season will be the first time that it'll be a close title race between Man City and Chelsea. And I don't mean close as in it's going to be like 1 or 2 points in it. I just mean that we'll probably be in the title race with Chelsea, you know, after every other team has kind of dropped out. I see it like that. I know there will be Liverpool will be back, I'm assuming. Man United will probably buy Sancho or something, so they'll get better. So I think there's going to be quite a few teams next year kind of battling for it. But I think Chelsea are probably going to be the favourites just based on the fact that I don't think City are going to win 4 in 5 years. I think
what I'll say is like,
we will.
Get your point off, Ryan, and then answer this question as well from Daniel. But get your point off.
I think it's harsh when people slander Man City season last season. Like, people say they had a bad season because their standards are so high. The standards they've set, like, if you look at their season, their points total wasn't terrible. It's not as if they're doing a Liverpool this season. City was still comfortably the second best side last season in the league. They still won a trophy. So it's the fact that they set such high standards that people say they had a bad season because it's a bad season by their standards. When then people are buzzing about Man United. Man United fans are buzzing about their season that they're finishing second this season. But these are the same guys who said City was so shit last season. Like, you just got to keep the same energy for everyone, really. City's season, for most teams, would have been a good season last season.
Like you said, it's just the levels that they set, and that's where context matters, isn't it? Like in terms of that.
Daniel says had a failure of a season because they only won one trophy.
One trophy.
And that's the levels you've set.
This is a bad season for Liverpool. This is a bad season for Liverpool because we might not even finish top four. City was still comfortably second last season.
No, I hear that. Pep and Tuchel are the best team managers in the league right now. I would agree with that.
Based on performance right now, but
yes,
it's annoying me when Chelsea fans are already saying Tuchel's a better manager than Klopp. Like, for me, even if Tuchel wins the Champions League this season, he's not better than Klopp. That's my opinion. I don't think he's better than Klopp, even if he wins the Champions League.
It's like we have to wait and see. Like, we're so reactionary, and I'm guilty of this as a fan as well. It's like, wait and see. Like, form happens the same way form happens with players, and great players go through bad form, and bad players go through great form. Managers go in dips and well. We've seen Pep, who most people would regard as the best last season, have a bad season. It happens. We've seen Sir Alex, who I think is the GOAT, have bad seasons.
Yeah.
Klopp's had bad seasons. Tuchel's had bad seasons. Ancelotti, whoever you pick in your top 5 managers who have been successful have all had blips at some point if you're over a 10, because you're competing at the highest level. If you're competing at the highest level, somewhere down the line, you're going to have a blip. This is why every single player has a black mark on his record, where it's like he didn't win something or he didn't win this back-to-back or whatever. Like, everybody.
But you know what? It's like we were saying when Liverpool and Man City were battling for titles, and obviously City got 100 points in 16-17, 17-18, and then 18-19, obviously it was that battle between City and Liverpool, where it was like 98 and 99 points.
98-97, yeah.
98-97, yeah. So Man City, like, after getting 198 points in 2 seasons, like, obviously they're going to fall off a little bit. Like, we were never going to get 99 the next season. Like, it's unrealistic. And that's why I think Liverpool have fallen off now, because the chances of them getting, and this is why I didn't predict Liverpool to retain the title this season, because to get 98 points, then 99, let's be honest, they would have only needed about 85 this season, probably, the way it's gone. But it's like, it's still not easy to kind of get them points consistently.
I mean,
season after
I get what you mean. It's like Man City got 198 points over 2 seasons. People forget we got, what would it add up to? We got 106 points over 2 seasons and won a Champions League in one of those as well. So it was always going to be hard. What I will say is it's no excuse. Even for me, the injuries this season are a good enough excuse to not be in a title race, because I wouldn't expect any team to be in a title race with the amount of injuries we've had. It's not an excuse for how far we're in the league, where we might not even get top 4. That one, we should still be in the top 4, I think. I'll be honest.
Andrea says, she dropped it. Sorry, someone asked me. That's cool. Someone said, are you still Ollie out? Yes. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why you lot think, I don't know what happened, or if I was asleep and woke up, that United did something that's made me go turn around on his manager. Obviously, I know you're a new name, but there's a reason why I don't rate the manager we have in charge. And I'm not really on this show, but Man Them United, I go into depth on it. You know what I'm saying? As to why in it. I have multiple reasons, both recently and long term, as to why I don't rate the manager. And I don't think he's the guy in charge. And let me just draw a line in the sand with it in terms of, yes, United don't have good owners, a good board, good coaching staff, or the greatest players. Even if we had all those things, I don't think our manager wins us anything. If you give Ollie Manchester City's team, I don't think he wins the league. If you give Ollie Klopp's teams of the past 2 years, to me, they don't win the Premier League, and they don't win. We don't win the He doesn't win the Champions League with them, and he doesn't win the Premier League with them. That's my opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I just don't rate him in it, even if he had a perfect soul. And there's many reasons I go into, but it's long to explain it. Just look at us, just watch us in it. That's all I gotta say in it. He's the only manager that the people who back him have to defend him all the time on social media. There's a reason for that. He's the only manager. Chelsea fans don't have to back Tuchel on social media. City fans don't have to back Pep Guardiola, because it speaks for itself in it. Everything with Ollie is an excuse in it. I've always said this in it. I need to find me a woman who defends me the same way Ollie's defended by people who love him, because they make excuses for him. Everything's an excuse. there's never no accountability in that. But it is what it is. Sorry, get to the super chat.
Yeah, no. So Lam says, can we talk about how Diaz actually got caught out a bit against Chelsea? As brilliant as he's been this season, a worry for the final? Not really. The reason why I'd say it's not a worry is because, as we know, football is all about partnerships when it comes to centre-backs. So if you take one of your centre-backs and put them with someone different, they might not be at the level that they're at. And I had this conversation with Flawless earlier, because I was saying Ruben Diaz and John Stones together are excellent.
I was just trolling by the way people were going.
Yeah, Diaz on his own is okay. Stones on his own is okay. I'm not going to say they're terrible because they've both had performances this season without each other where they've been good. But when we have seen Diaz and Stones, that's when we've only played Chelsea once with Diaz and Stones, and the result was 3-1, and Chelsea scored in the last minute. So I'm not saying, I know it's Tuchel, I know it's different, but at the same time, that's the only evidence that I have. So they have a partnership, they have a bromance, and it works. Like when you see them against, and what I think is a lot of people are confusing Premier League Man City with Champions League Man City. If you watch a Man City game in the Prem and then go and watch them in the Premier League, they play completely different. Like in that Champions League second leg, Diaz blocked absolutely everything that Neymar was throwing at him, everything that the players were throwing at him. Stones, them two together, they link up and they just work. And yes, they're going to lose games. There isn't a centre-back partnership in the league that hasn't lost a game. It's going to happen. Van Dijk was in a squad that got beat. You know, it happens. But yeah, them two together are our best centre-back pairing. And yeah, when we've not played them two, the results haven't been as favourable. I'm not going to say we haven't won because we still won games, but we play better when them two are there. So yeah, if Man City put out the same lineup that we did against you, then we might as well just give you the trophy before it kicks off, because we will not win with that lineup. If we play the Champions League squad, which I've said, Edison, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Ruben Diaz, Zinchenko, Fernandinho, Gundogan, Bernardo, Kevin De Bruyne as a false nine, Foden out on the wing, Mahrez out on the other wing, then we have our best chance, because that is the team that beat PSG. That is the team that beat Dortmund. That is the team that beat Mönchengladbach. And, you know, other sort of, I don't know exactly which Premier League games they played in, but every time I've seen them play as a team, we haven't lost. We actually haven't lost with a false nine. So I just don't understand why, if you haven't lost with a false nine, why you then put a 9 in these big games. It doesn't really make much sense. So I think, I'm not saying that we're going to win because it's Champions League final. It will depend on who turns up on the night. It will depend probably on who scores first. And yeah, it's one of them. In terms of Fernandinho with Kante on the end, yeah, I get Fernandinho. But one, he's our best player at stopping counter-attacks for starters. And two, Rodri has been torn apart by Chelsea. I think Fernandinho played in the game where we beat Chelsea. So, yeah, it's not between them two. I don't know. But that's just what I'm saying. But Akin, you can say that I'm waffling, but you'll see in the Champions League final that it isn't the same. But
they're gonna find out. And big up to Neeks, innit? Because there's a couple points that he made that I wanted to get to. So he said if he's attacked and he's defending, night follows day. He doesn't need defending. No, people choose to defend him, and that people attack people I'm fans of. I'm a fan of Poch. I don't feel the need to defend him, because I know, one, it ain't gonna make any difference, and two, if he's as good as I believe he is, then he's gonna show and tell it. There's certain Manchester United players who get attacked on a regular basis that I'm fans of. I don't need. This is just me talking. I don't need to defend them. Manchester United, the club I support, get attacked. I don't need to defend them, because they're going to speak for themselves if they're good enough or not. So he doesn't need to be defended in that. The reason why people defend him on social media so much is because they know he's not good enough. That's what that is. It's like, if he's this good, why are you always talking about him? I know uniques. I'm just saying in general. Like I say, I rate Poch highly. All banter and jokes aside, I genuinely think he'll get into that next level. I see him get slandered. I just checked my ads now. Prime just eyed me about it. I don't feel the need to defend him, because what did I say when he went to PSG? I said, in the next 3 years, I believe he'll win the Champions League there. If he doesn't and I'm wrong, I call it and say, you know what? I was wrong. I'm not going to defend him or not. So he doesn't need to be defended. People choose to, which is their right. But it's like, who you trying to convince? People trying to convince because he's washed. And we all know he's washed. That's why there's ask a rival fan about him, innit? There ain't a rival fan that's Ollie out. This speaks for his volume, innit? I wish Tuchel never pitched up at Chelsea. I wish that Tuchel never went to Chelsea. I wish they still had Lampard. I still wish that. I hope Arsenal keep Arteta. I still wish Liverpool had Roy Hodgson and Kenny Dalglish in charge. I wish City still had Joe Royal. You know what I'm saying? And that. And whoever else before and all them guys. That's just me, though. That's just me. Like I said, innit? I let actions speak for themselves, innit? Like, that's why I'm a big Poch fan. Everyone knows this. All jokes and banter aside. If he's good enough, we'll find out. But if he's not, I'll come on the show and say, you know what, man called that wrong still. I get shit wrong all the time, but that's just me, though.
Yeah. People in the comments.
See, look, Babs here trolling. This is my point exactly. Look, and this is the man whose team's 9th. This is my point. Big up to Babs. This is my point. We are a running joke, and people expect me and wonder why I don't back this man. But rival fans will let you know, innit? I wish Tuchel never turned up at Chelsea. I'm still mad that Pep. I wanted to be that Pep is at Manchester City, innit? I'm still pissed that happened and that, because look at the dominance there. Why did Klopp go Liverpool? Yeah, go on.
People are in the comments going on about a PSG shit and all this, can't play as a team. You were telling me that they were going to beat Man City 4-0 and it didn't happen. And you can bring up your Mbappe excuses, but you said the same about Haaland. Dortmund's going to beat him. And at the end of the day, like, yes, okay, Chelsea did stop well, they didn't technically stop Benzema because he got a goal. But like, you can argue that you'd stop Benzema from playing at his best, and you stop Suarez from scoring, which is fair enough. But at the same time, then you have to look at Mbappe, your Neymar, your Haaland, that Man City stopped. So you can't just have one side where it's like, oh, Chelsea stopped Benzema, even though Benzema scored, and then look at Man City and say, well, we didn't stop Haaland, we didn't stop Mbappe, we didn't stop Neymar. So yeah, it's one of them, and you can't really have that argument. No, he scored in the first leg, so you didn't stop him from scoring. You stopped him from scoring 2 goals, but we didn't concede any to Mbappe, any to Haaland, any to Neymar. So the thing is, I get where he's coming from. Chelsea have been very good defensively. You have. That is a fact. That's not an opinion. But Man City have also been very good defensively, which is also a fact and not an opinion. So you can't just have it, Chelsea have defended well, but Man City have also defended well. So it's not one of them like we concede 5 a game. Like, it's just not the case. Like, I can't get my head around why it's like all of a sudden it's like Chelsea are the best team ever and Man City is shit. Like, it's not the case. I get that you beat
City to win. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, fuck all that.
The only time
I think Chelsea fans are pissing me off. I'll
take that in it rather than City have one in it.
Like, there's no evidence to back
up.
It'll
just annoy me with Chelsea winning and Chelsea fans come out and say Tuchel's better than Klopp. That will annoy me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but the thing is, like I was just talking about there, the thing is, all jokes and agendas and banter aside, that Tuchel's not better than Klopp. Like, Tuchel then has to go and do it again. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, to me, consistency matters, innit? Because Liverpool's team, people were talking about when City won the league 2 seasons ago, can they build a dynasty? They fell off and had a terrible defense. Liverpool won that league that season, and people were talking the same thing. Now they fell off, and like, people are too quick. It's too much recency bias. It's like, wait, to be calling people to go, like, even Van Dijk, who's quality centre back and had 2 great seasons, and people talking about, one of the best Premier League centre backs of all time. Like, wait,
but this is the thing.
Hold fire. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The thing, though, when Man City won the league with 100 points, everyone said, you need to do it again. You can't just win it once. Like, that could have been a fluke season. They said, win it again. Man City went back the next season and won it again, right? Then it was like, oh, well, you're not going to win 3 back-to-back, which is fair enough. I didn't think that Man City would win 3 back-to-back. The only thing I said that season is if Liverpool get injuries, they'll struggle. They didn't get injuries. It was us that got injuries and we struggled. And then obviously Liverpool won it. and then the next season we came back and looks like we're going to win it again. I don't think Man City have been good this season. I've been saying it. I'm not going to say we've been shit because we haven't been shit. We had 2 months where we were absolutely brilliant and we won 21 games in a row or whatever it was. And we were really, really, really good in that time. But I think before that and after that, Man City haven't been great this season. Like, this is why when people come to me and say, oh, I watched Man City the other day, they were shit. We've been shit in a lot of games this season. We're just the best of a bad bunch in the league. Champions League Man City are a different story. In the Champions League, we've looked good. We've defended well. We've attacked well. We've looked like we wanted to win every game. We've gone into every game hungry. Even when we didn't need to win, we've won. And it's a different kind of performance that I've seen all season. And bear in mind, what people forget is when Man City were getting smashed by Leicester 5-2, they were then going away in the Champions League and winning 3-0 easily. So all season it's been like that. It's been the Premier League, nah, not that ass. Champions League, okay, we're going to turn up for this. We've seen Pep drop points this season to focus on the Champions League. He's taken it seriously. Yeah. Obviously, the final is one of them where form goes out the window. It can go anyway. You can get a lucky decision that goes your way. You can get an unlucky decision that goes against you. You can get, I don't know, we could go to penalties and Edison could have the game of his life or Mendy could have the game of his life. And it could just be won or lost that easily. I don't think the final is going to have a say too much in that. But so far in the Champions League, Man City have been really good. So I'm not looking at sort of Premier League Man City and expecting that in the final because I haven't seen that in the Champions League this season. I really haven't. And if you look at the way we defended against PSG, we haven't done that all season in the league. We've not had a defensive performance like that.
You haven't really needed to be honest.
That you can look at and think Man City defended well in that game. Okay.
Just a quick one. Hey, you lot, get the likes up on the video, man. Get the likes up if you're watching live or you're watching back. We are at 46 likes, so let's get that to 50 likes, people. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new. Sarcasm City TV. Big up all the regulars. Big up all the new people. Go on, Yancy. Finish your point, and I'm going to get to what Neeks is saying. You lot, make sure you subscribe to Neek Sports as well.
Yeah. So this is a thing. I think too many people look at a small window. Like, everyone's looking at Chelsea and then they're saying, oh, no, under Tuchel. But it's like, at the end of the day, I get that because you've got this manager now and he's doing well. But it's kind of like the window is kind of what they want to see. So they're not saying Tuchel as a whole. They're saying Tuchel in the last however many games because no one's bringing up the 5-3 West Brom. No one's bringing up the draws that they've got. No one's bringing up the 1-0 loss to Porto. No one's bringing up these results when they're talking about Chelsea. But then when it's Man City, they want to go back to Leicester 5-3 at the start of the season. Man City back then were not how Man City are now. And it just annoys me because I just think if you're going to look at Chelsea, you have to look at Man City. You can't just say, okay. And then, if Chelsea lose the final, all these fans in the comments are going to be saying, well, City are clear favourites. We always expected them to win. But no one's giving Man City a chance right now. And I get that Man City fans will chat their shit as well. Of course they will. Do you know what I mean? We've got to our first final. Man City have been very good in the Champions League. No one in the Champions League has beaten us. Of course they're going to have confidence. We've got Pep Guardiola, who hasn't lost a Champions League final. There's reasons for Man City fans to be cocky. The same way there's reasons for Chelsea fans to be cocky.
Chelsea fans need to.
But it's just one of them. It's a final. Like, you can't go into a final and say, oh, this manager's better, because we've seen better managers get beat in finals. You know what I mean? Alex Ferguson was the best manager, in the Premier League, right? He had a very good Man United team. He went up against Pep Guardiola's Barcelona, who no one can deny was a fantastic team. But Pep Guardiola was a new manager. He was in his, I think, late 20s, early 30s, whatever it was. 30s, I think late 30s. Because he's 50 now, isn't he? So it would have been late 30s.
Would have been late 30s, yeah.
Yeah, late 30s, sorry. And he's gone in there and he's won that Champions League title, which at the time, even though Barcelona were great, you would have looked at Fergie and thought, yeah, Fergie will win it over
And Man United had a great team at that time as well.
At that time. So this is the thing. I'm not saying that Pep, just because Pep's a better manager, he's going to go in against Tuchel and win, because we've seen it happen before where where that's not, Pep's not come out on top, or maybe not Pep, but, the other managers not come out on top. So I'm not going to say that. But at the same time, it's just, obviously, as a Man City fan, you're going to have a certain amount of confidence knowing that Pep's there, even though it can go either way. Them sorts of things. The same way, because I've said for Chelsea, the club, have won the Champions League before. So that, like we said about mentality thing, Chelsea have already been there, done that. That could play into it in the final. That could make a difference in the final. Even though them players, apart from Kovacic, haven't won it, it could play a big key part, Then you've got the players like Thiago Silva. They've been to a final and lost. They're going to want to win it more than anyone else. Then you've got on the other end, you've got Gundogan. Gundogan's been to a final and lost. He's going to want to go and win that. Tuchel as a manager is going to want to go and win that because he's lost the last final. So it's interesting to see what happens. Yeah. But there's a lot going for Chelsea. I'm not going to sit here and pretend there isn't. They've got a good record. They're very good defensively. I think if they score first, they'll win, because I don't think Man City will come back from being a goal down against Chelsea. So Chelsea have a lot going for them, but also Man City have a lot going for them as well. And I think what people are doing is they're kind of saying, we're going to win it because of X, Y, Z, but then they're not looking at why Man City could potentially win it. And that's just my issue. I think
the problem is with
on the night.
Ryan. Let Ryan go. Go on, Ryan.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You can. I think it's Chelsea fans. All I'll say to the Chelsea fans, and it's not all Chelsea fans. There are some that are being humble. Like Lambs, for example, is being quite humble about this final. But there are a lot that are being acting like they've already won it, acting like they will. All I'll say to these Chelsea fans is just be a bit humble, don't be overconfident, because if you do lose, which by the way is a real possibility, because I think City will probably win, but if you do lose Chelsea, their fans gonna look like idiots, the way they've hyped this up and everything, because when we played Tottenham in the final a couple of years ago, that we were a miles better team than Tottenham that year. Like the gap between Liverpool and Tottenham that year was a lot bigger than the gap between City and Chelsea this season. But I weren't going into that final saying, oh, we're definitely going to win. I was shitting myself. I ain't going to lie. I was being humble with it. That if we were to lose, I'm not going to look like an idiot. So if Chelsea fans, all I'm saying is, I hope for your sake that you don't look like that idiots in the summer, because I'm telling you, if you do, honestly,
I hear that. But big up to leaks as well.
You don't know me, so how can you say I was loud versus Real Madrid in 2018? I didn't expect
I didn't even know you in 2018 and that.
None of you knew me in 2018. I wasn't confident going into that game.
Yeah.
Do you
you know what it is though? Nah.
You lot were loud, right? Which is fair enough. But the thing is,
you get fans of. Oh yes, you get certain section of the fan base, and that leads into this where I'm going. Yes, because Nick here says many Ollie outers use Lampard and Arteta as a stick to beat Ollie with, and have been proved wrong. The goalposts have been moving. If they have been new, because I've never used them as that. Lampard I was unsure on. Arteta I thought, right, he's gone in. He beat City and somebody else en route to the FA Cup final. I thought, right, it'd be good. The fact that Ollie's been compared to Lampard and Arteta tells you where Ollie outers have been, because he's not even being compared to the best. He's being compared to two newbies, and it's easy to pick. It's easy to pick certain things from Eddie. I don't agree 100% with anybody who's Ollie out, but I don't disagree 100% with certain people who are Ollie in. Has he done some good stuff? Yes, I've said this. I think his job's done. He came in to improve the team, improve the squad, etc., etc. To me, he's done that and that. And when you see comments like this, look, big on the Nair Post podcast gang. Make sure you check him out. Ollie in, give him a contract. How is your squad in Europa? Liverpool fan. And then you get YG Jez. I also agree with this. He says, Ollie did some bits, steadying the ship and change the vibes. I also agree with that. Both of two things can be true. Just because I'm Ollie out doesn't mean I don't give him credit where it's due and that. But I'm just saying this man is not good enough. Because I could use Jeremiah's rhetoric, and he uses some crazy stuff that he said some crazy shit. He told me Spurs were going to win the league. Ollie can win the league within 3 years and all this type of stuff and that. I just genuinely don't think he's the man. And this bothers people. Why? I don't know. I just don't think he's good enough. Simple as that. But then them same people who will get onto me for back the manager will slander a United player. What's the difference? Because you like one and you don't like the other. Pogba gets slandered all the time. Martial has a bad game, gets slandered all the time. Fred has a bad game, gets slandered. I've seen Wan-Bissaka get slandered. McTominay gets slandered.
Is immune from slander. You do get the favorites.
No. My point is keep the consistency. I can't slander the manager, but you can slander a player. What's the difference? Bear in mind, it has no effect. Yeah. It has no effect. Me saying Ollie's not good enough has no bearing on the team. People act like I'm in the changing room. I know I was on the Old Trafford pitch a couple of weeks ago, but man didn't chat to Ollie. The team wasn't there. So it's kind of like, it has no bearing.
You have a chat with Ollie, you know.
Yeah. People act like I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that. People act like the slander's there. I rate Pogba very highly in that. I do not defend him.
Like we discussed earlier, like when United...
M says this. Yeah, go on.
When United wanted Fergie out years ago, like in the 80s. No, not... Wait, when did he come? 80.
Late 80s.
He came in 86, I think.
Yeah, so I think it was like 89. I think it was like 89 or whatever it was, before you won anything anyway. And people were saying Fergie out. He'd been there 4 years, so it must have been like 1990 before you won something. And everyone was saying, they had banners up saying Fergie out. The newspaper was saying Fergie out. Didn't really do anything. Fergie went and won, built a team and went and won everything. So I don't think wanting your manager out, unless it's sort of coming onto the players and the players are kind of saying that, I don't think it really makes too much of a difference because, you know, when the players wanted Mancini out, the fans didn't want him out. None of the City fans wanted Mancini to leave, but he ended up going because the players wanted him out. So the players have a lot more say than the fans. Like, even if you're saying you want Ollie out, that doesn't mean Man United are going to sack Ollie. It would only be if the players started saying they wanted Ollie out. That, you know, that's when you would probably see Ollie kind of going. But yeah, no, you didn't say Fergie out because you weren't alive. But he finished.
Yeah, I definitely went. And Nick said Chelsea would finish above us. Manchester United won't finish top 4. Will never win a trophy. If all three are proved wrong this season, it's very plausible that Ollie isn't good enough. Is also wrong. To me, no. Because the whole Chelsea will finish above us. This is why context matters. Did I expect Chelsea to finish above us? I was like unsure. I was unsure on it. And actually, yeah, you can go back on From a Fair Dive. You talking about it. I've spoke about this. I was unsure on Lampard. I always said their squad should compete. Is the manager good enough? And it proves the manager wasn't good enough. Now they've got a manager who's good enough. Do I believe? Obviously, I have to see what we do in the transfer window. But currently, Chelsea are above us in terms of not in the league, but their trajectory where they're going. I'd rather be in their position than what we're in it. Give me their squad, their manager being in the FA Cup final, the Champions League final, over second place and the Europa League. United won't finish top 4. I expected us to finish top 4 because we're one of the best 4 teams and we'll never win a trophy. Yes, winning the Europa League is all well and good, but we shouldn't be in the Europa League. And that's the fault of the manager and the players because we went out in embarrassing fashion and heavily on the manager. Because if he takes off Fred, we probably go through. We probably get a draw. Let's not forget that. We only need a point.
I've got a question for you, bro. Would you rather be in Man United's position with a very good team of players but Ollie in charge, or Liverpool's position with a decent team but with Klopp in charge?
A decent team with Klopp in charge because a good manager can turn that around and even if it's only 2 years, yes, I troll you about only getting one major trophy every 10 years. At least with a good manager or a great manager in charge, you have more of it. Actually, not more of a chance, but he can cover up the deficiencies of certain players. Like it's only now we're talking 2 years down the line about Trent can't defend. Trent's been like that the whole way. Now all of a sudden, everyone's talking about this. This is a conversation.
Got Henderson to cover up.
That's my point.
Right,
but you know what Klopp was right enough to do, as JJ calls it, as JV calls it, the devil midfield 666. Man put bare sixes in there.
Can I just address the comments quickly? It wasn't me saying Fergie should have left. I'm saying this is what your fans were saying. Your fans were wanting.
She wasn't even born then, people, man. Come on. Give her credit.
United fans were doing. They had banners up. It was all over the paper. Get rid of Fergie. He's not good enough. So that's what I'm saying. It's not me. I don't care.
Yeah, and Paco, I did, man. Man's got more goals on the Old Trafford pitch than Firmino, Mane, and Salah combined out here. You know what I'm saying? Goal and assist on my Old Trafford debut. Tell me, hey, Ryan, when you see Mane, Salah, or Firmino, tell him it ain't that hard, innit? We have hit our ceiling with volley.
You're chatting all this now. Wait till Thursday, innit? Just wait, yeah? I'll be on the watch along with smoke, innit?
Do you know what? I'm not
Let me get to this because he's a member. Let me just get to this. He said we have hit our ceiling with Ollie. You can sense it. We're gonna fall off a cliff next season. The football's dead. It's still freestyle. We haven't improved. It's just other teams got worse. I believe we've hit our ceiling. I do agree with that. I think Ollie's done the job. He's come in. Falling off a cliff next season. I can't say that. It depends. Ask me that at the end of the transfer window, depending on who comes in. The football's dead. Yeah, the football ain't good, even though it's been better at points like the Roma game, for instance. That's just one. We haven't improved. It's just other teams got worse. And that's the thing, innit? Other teams going backwards helps us then we should capitalize. If City have the season that Liverpool have had next season, we should finish above them, yes. They have a terrible season, yes. If they're behind at points, Ryan Mason at Spurs, yes, we should be finishing above them. This is why context matters. This is why these things matter. So yeah, you can have your start at the end. You can have your predictions and what you want at the start of the season. But at the top of nobody's list as a Manchester United fan was Europa League winner. Nobody had that. That wasn't on nobody's list. No, I don't care if you Ollie in, Ollie out. Nobody's list was a Europa League final. But here we are. And yes, do I want us to win it? Yes, because we need to end the trophy drought. But it's still not the trophy we should be chasing. But we move. Go on, Yancy. Get to what you need to get to.
No, I think he said something about don't compare Fergie and Ali. I wasn't comparing Fergie and Ali. I was comparing that both. That's the only other time. Because even with David Moyes, I don't think people were Moyes out. Like, people were Moyes out, don't get me wrong. But it didn't go on for as long. Because I think Moyes got sacked not that long.
Quick, yeah.
But yeah, like people were Moyes out for about 6 months, maybe a year max, and then they got rid of him. Van Gaal, I don't think too many people were Van Gaal out. I think he was one of the.
Nah, he was just boring. He was just boring in that. Like, he was just boring in it. He was just boring. So, that's what it was.
Yeah. So
you know what it is, me. I know.
I was going to get to this. Here's the thing. Even if they have more of a decent squad, they don't have the best. They have a very good first 11. Their first 11 quality. But should a team not good?
Basically a midfielder playing at right back, which Trent wasn't a right back in the youth team, was a midfielder. He converted him into a right back. An £8 million left back from Hull City. Joe Bloody Gomez at the back, who's crap. A midfield of bloody Wijnaldum, Henderson, Milner winning leagues and Champions Leagues.
They are next to. Let me just add in because I got to play. Even though you are, I'm singing from your hymn sheet. I have to add in the devil's advocate. So yes, they do have a world class DM in Fabinho. Yes, they have a world class. Actually, Van Dijk wasn't world class, but a top class centre back they signed for big money, like we signed. And yeah, I'll let you keep going. You're singing of. I just had to play devil's advocate because that's what's going to happen.
As much as I rated Firmino, a striker not even playing a striker, playing a number 10 up front. And playing two players who can't even control the ball and making them score so many goals. Should that team on paper really, and with a bench of Origi and Shaqiri, should that team really be winning a title with a Premier League title and a Champions League in successive seasons? No. That all comes down to the manager in the end.
Facts. I've said this. If you give Ollie that team...
If Ollie has that team, he gets nowhere near a title in Champions League. Nowhere near.
We can't even get through the group stages with the squad we have now.
Facts.
You know what? We were discussing on a podcast that I did the other day, so I want your guys' views on it because they said to rank the best teams, not the manager, the best actual team, as in starting sort of 11 and then you bench. Do you know what I mean? That sort of the whole squad. So they said rank the squads, the top 3 squads. Who would you say are the best 3 squads in order in the league?
City,
Chelsea,
United.
Yeah.
It's interesting that
United and Chelsea, because you could swap United and Chelsea as well.
Chelsea, United.
I was going to say, it's interesting because I did that podcast with a Man United fan, 2 Man United fans, a Chelsea fan, and a Bayern Munich fan. And pretty much it was agreed, Man City, United, Chelsea, and like you say, Chelsea and United, it's close. But they were saying in terms of individual players, because the Chelsea fan was saying...
Yo, nip and relax, man. Stop spamming. We'll get to you. Stop spamming. Go on.
Yeah, Man United's squad is probably better on paper than Chelsea's. If you look at some of Chelsea's players, I think the way they're playing and the manager are better. But in terms of the actual squad and who you would have, Man United would be probably second. So... yeah, it's one of them. I don't think because people are saying Ollie is overachieving, but really,
I don't
truly,
think he's
He's really
overachieving.
not.
team in the
Not
league.
overachieving.
He's not, man. The only people that think he's overachieving are people that are Ollie in. No rival fan, no fan who's Ollie out thinks this guy's overachieving. He's not
think he's
overachieving than
underachieving.
that. He's not. Yeah, and Neeks is saying here, our squad also includes the 11. But yes, we're talking no way do Liverpool's first 11 is better than Manchester United's.
It's not. It's not better.
Squad-wise, it's not. You know what I'm saying in that?
And look at your squad.
And we're not saying here United squad is not better than Chelsea's. No. We're not saying it's better than Chelsea's. We're saying what's the three best. I don't think United squad is better than Chelsea's. I'm not saying it is.
No, that's what the Chelsea fan was saying. So I was surprised.
I stand corrected.
I think the reason why I'm saying that is what Daniel's saying. The squad's quite young.
Right. I apologize.
I think Ziyech is quality. He's
baller.
Probably my favorite Chelsea player. If I had to pick a Chelsea player, I really like Ziyech. I really rate him. You've got Mount, who's young. Mount looks sick. You've got the more experienced players. You Kante's, people like that. Mendy looks good, young goalkeeper. So their squad looks good, but I wouldn't say someone like a Mason Mount, you wouldn't put him above Pogba just yet. Do you know what I mean? At this age. So it's one of them things like, I think Chelsea's squad is going to get better and better. And I've said this all season because I did say at the start of the season, I was like, Chelsea won't win it this year because the players need to settle in. But next season, they'll win it. Is he only 29?
Big up Neeks.
Big up Neeks. You lot make sure you subscribe to Neeks, innit? Yeah, me. If you wanna hear some Ollie in prop, that's the channel to go to. Now I'm joking, it's a quality channel. Make sure you head over there. Jan City be appearing on there. So
I
make sure
did
you
not know
subscribe
that
to Neeks Sports.
Than Edison. I didn't know that.
That's quite young for a keeper still.
It's young for a keeper, but I didn't think he was 29. I thought he was about.
I thought he was younger, to be fair. Yeah,
max, because 27 for a keeper is young. Because I think Edison is 27. Let me check. I don't know, because he came. I'm sure he came at 26 or something like that. So
to get to that.
So Edison is 27. Yeah. So I didn't think it. That's weird. I didn't even know he was that young. That old. Sorry.
It's cool, Nip, and no worries, man. Daniel here says, who's better, Fabinho or Kante? Not even though they play similar positions. Yeah, they're different DMs. I think they're both top quality at what they do.
Better on the ball.
Yeah, I think they're both top quality at what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like Fabinho's more of a DM that will just sit in front of your back for break-up play, but he'll also pick up the ball and be able to play it. You know what I'm saying? And pass and stuff like that. Whereas Kante's your more up and down, breaking up play, much more energy. But both, what I would say is both top quality at what they do.
Both quality.
That's what I'd say. What's your thoughts on
Fabinho's underrated, I don't think he gets the ratings he deserves.
He doesn't. I think he's quality. I think he's your best midfielder and it's not even close.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I think he's your best midfielder and he's not even close. Because when he plays centre back, you see the difference. I think he's better than Thiago. Even though they're different. I think Fabinho's. I don't think he's clear, but
I think Thiago, in terms of talent, Thiago and Fabinho are miles ahead of the others.
I think Fabinho's better at what he does than what Thiago does at what he does. So Thiago's like a deep line playmaker type of thing. I think Fabinho's, you can argue he's the best in the league in his position.
You could argue it. Yeah, you could argue it.
Whereas Thiago, I don't think you can argue that.
Yeah.
And obviously he's not played well at Liverpool as well. So it's kind of like, that's kind of them.
You think Thiago comes good next season?
It depends what Klopp decides to do. That's what it is. What does he decide to do when all your players come back and who you decide to sign in the summer? Does he do what Pep did this season and slightly alter the way he plays? What? Because this is the first, now he's facing big adversity.
As much as I criticize Henderson, innit?
Yeah. Nathan, sorry.
As much as I criticize Henderson, innit, and never been his biggest fan, I have had to accept how important he is to the team in terms of his passion, merchant, skill set, innit. But it is important to the team. What? Passion merchant skill set. There's nothing wrong with that.
You know what? Passion merchant has to be his word. We're gonna be wasted.
Oh yeah, definitely. See, that's why I fuck with you, Jan City.
I'm gonna
write all the words down now. If we did miss your comments, we apologize, people. What we are gonna do, because the channel is growing, we'll do. You know what? We might do a show after this. Yeah, when we close out this show, we might do a little, 20 minutes. Well, I'll do a little 20 minutes, half an hour behind the what's it called, innit? Members only show. I'll do a members Q&A only show for you lot. There you go. That's my way of giving back because I know the comments be mad. So I'm gonna do that after this, innit? I'll do a members only show. It might only be 20 minutes, half an hour, but I'll do a members only show, and you lot can get everything off your questions off. What are you saying, Jan City?
I said you say 20 minutes, half an hour, probably 4 hours later.
2 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, if it's friggin' 2 hours, nah, because it's not on because it won't be on YouTube and it won't be public. It'll be all right. So yeah, that's what I'm doing for you lot. After this show, I'm gonna line up the first members only show and that. So I do a members only because we did say that's part of the membership as well, in it. So you get the Q&As behind. Let me check the membership thing actually.
You know what?
I swear that's this.
You know what I would say about the comments for everyone is what happens is if you read a comment out, so say you're behind with the comments and the comments are coming in, what happens is it refreshes. So all of the comments at the top will get deleted. So you'll be looking at a comment and then the next comment available will be like 30 comments below.
Yep.
So that's what happens with me all the time. Like I'll be behind on the comments and then the next minute all of them are gone and I've got like all this. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what I do. That's what I do for you lot to give back and that. You know what I'm saying?
It's cool. I expect you to back your team. The only thing that I don't like is when people are like, Chelsea are going to win easy. And then when I like say, how have you come to that? They start saying things, well, we beat you in the last 2 games. Like we all know what football's like. You could beat a team. Today, AC Milan, Juventus have not lost to AC Milan in like 10, 11 games or 14 games, something mad like that. They got beat 3-0. So I get that you should back your club. I 100% agree. And if I was a Chelsea, I'd be saying we've got a good chance. And I'd be saying the same thing because my take on the game is that it can go either way. And I think it will depend on who turns up on that day and puts in the best performance, who defends the best, who takes their chances. You know, if
I think
7 chances like they did against Real Madrid, Man City will probably win that game. If Man City miss chances like we've been doing in against Leeds, then it's going to be the same story for Man City. So it just depends what happens. But I think Man City and Chelsea are pretty evenly balanced. I wouldn't say any team is clear of the other or anything like that. That's just the way I see it.
I think it's just with Chelsea fans. It's just with Chelsea fans. It's like, you know, be gassed during the Champions League final. Of course, you know, it's a great achievement. You know, obviously you're going to be gassed getting to a Champions League final. There's nothing wrong with that. And back your club, but don't act like you've already won it. Don't act like you're going to win easily because you're digging a hole for yourself. Because if you lose, you're fucked.
And that's why you don't let them do it, innit?
And you're disrespecting Man City as well, like. You know, Man City have got a good chance as well.
That's what I don't like is the disrespect. And then it's like you haven't beat us this season. Like the only time we played the formation that Man City play, and I'm not making excuses for Man City because this is
just stating facts. You stating what happened, yeah.
The system that we played, the most effective system, which we've been playing all season, which has worked every time, we haven't played yet against Chelsea. So for that reason, I'm gonna hold judgment till I see what happens in the final because it could be that Man City play their best team, the team that I said earlier, which I'm gonna email to Pep because he better play that team, otherwise we're gonna lose. But if we play that team, it could be that Chelsea beat us. We could get beat by Chelsea. We could get beat 4-0 by Chelsea. But the thing is, what I would say is with that system, I haven't seen it fail yet. So to go into a final and it fails, then it fails. But I haven't seen it yet. So I'm going to reserve judgment till I've seen our best team against Chelsea's best team and see what happens. But it's a final. It can go anywhere. We've seen finals that we've been to that people like, oh yeah, you're not going to beat Liverpool in the final. Oh, you're not going to beat Chelsea in a final. Oh, you're not going to beat Arsenal in a final. Like it's happened so many times. And it's just like, I just wait till the game. We've had games against Watford, Brighton. We could have lost that on the day. Just because we're Man City doesn't mean we're going to win. Aston Villa last season, we could have got beat. These things can happen. So Chelsea being Chelsea, who are actually a very, very, very good side, have every chance of beating Man City. I'm not going to sit here and say City are clear. Do I think City are better? Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And that's been backed up by Man City in the position that we're in. Right now on form, you could argue Chelsea are on a bit of better form. The only thing that I would say is it's a different competition to the Prem, so I don't see it in the same way. But yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll have to see what happens.
When we got to that first final against Madrid in 2018, obviously we were gassed. We'd made the Champions League final. Obviously, you're going to be gassed. You know, we were on smoke, but I wasn't saying, and I don't remember a lot of Liverpool fans saying, "Oh, we're easily going to beat Real Madrid. We're definitely going to win all this." You know, I thought we'd lose. I thought we had a chance, and I know a lot of Liverpool fans knew we had a chance of winning, but I didn't think we would win. I wasn't confident we would win at all because we were playing a team. We were the underdogs. We were playing a team we'd won it the 2 previous years. So, yeah, exactly. We weren't like saying, "Oh, we're definitely going to win." We were just gassed we'd made the final. Whereas Chelsea fans are acting like they're definitely going to win and they've already won it. Like, just be a bit more humble. That's all I'll say.
This is what I'm saying with Man City. The reason why Man City fans are so happy is because it's been a long time coming. Like, we haven't been to a Champions League final before. Am I aware? And if you watch any of my streams from Champions League games back when we were playing Mönchengladbach, I've said that I wanted Man City to get to a final because usually you lose your first final. And I wanted Man City to get to the final as soon as possible, get it over and done with. Hopefully we win it. If we don't win it, go again. And that's what I want us to do. If Man City don't win it next season, I'm sure they'll go back to the final. And the next time they'll win it.
100%.
But it kind of gets it out the way. We're either going to come out on top, win the Champions League in our first ever final, break some records because, you know, we'd be the first team in England to win 12 games in a Champions League campaign. Great for Pep, great for Aguero, all of that stuff. Or we're going to lose our first final, which is going to be obviously annoying. I would rather lose to a foreign team just because of the banter. Yeah. But we're going to lose to a very good Chelsea team who are playing really, really well under Tuchel and will probably go back again in a few seasons and win it. So I don't think it's the end of the world. Like, people are making out like it's the end of the world.
People remember City have won the league this season.
It's going to, you know, Man City are going to start moaning and Pep's going to get sacked and all that. It's not going to happen. Man City
have won the league this season, you know. Even if City lose the final, they still had a very successful season.
Yeah, exactly.
They've won the Premier League.
We've still, Man City have already, like I said, Man City have already done what I expected them to do. I expected them to win the league, which, yeah, we've not won it yet, but we should win it by Friday. So, next week, Friday. What day is it? I don't even know what day it is. Is it? Oh, it's Monday now. Yeah. So we should win it by Friday. If we don't win it by Friday, then we'll have to win it the week after against Brighton. But we should win it by Friday, realistically.
I could understand if Man City fans would be, even though I don't think I wouldn't agree with Man City fans being cocky about this final either. I would understand it more if Man City fans were being cocky, because if Man City lose, it's not a bad season because they still won the Premier League title. They can still fall back on that. It's a great achievement to win the Premier League title. If Chelsea were to lose the FA Cup and Champions League, it's not a bad season because you got top 4, but like, you've not really got anything big to show for it like Man City would have if they lost it. Like, Man City have still got the Premier League to show off. Chelsea would have nothing if you lost the FA Cup and Champions League. So all I'm saying to Chelsea fans is just be a bit humble, because things could end up, you know, not great for you in terms of winning what you win this season. Whereas Man City have got the Premier League, they can still boast about that. They can still be cocky about that.
This is why I said at this like mid-season point when we were on for a quad and everyone was talking about the quadruple, and I was saying Man City haven't won a single trophy. We've not won anything. So yes, we could win 4, but we could also win 0. Like, at that time, Man City could have lost the league. They could have lost the Carabao Cup final to Spurs. They could have gone out to Chelsea, which they did, and they could have gone out the Champions League, I think, at that time to Dortmund. So we'd not won anything. So it was one of them where I just see it as, until Man City win stuff, yes, I like the Carabao Cup because you can get it out of the way earlier. It's done. You can kind of relax knowing you've won a trophy. Then the Premier League, I wanted it wrapped up. Man City are not wrapping it up anytime soon. They're taking their time with it, and it's annoying. But it is what it is. Like, I'm sure we'll win it eventually. The Champions League now, like I said, I wanted Man City to get past the quarters. We haven't been past the quarters with Pep. We needed to get past it. Not only have we got past it, we've gone a stage further and got to the final. That is progress for Man City. So you can laugh all you want because you've won a Champions League title, but we haven't done that yet. So we need to get to our final. When Chelsea got to their first final, they lost. So it's one of them things. It might happen to City. It might. I'm not going to say that it can't. But yeah, it's one of them things. Like, to me, it's the best trophy to win for Man City this season would be the Champions League. The second one would be the Prem. The third one would have been the FA Cup if we'd have won it. The fourth one, the Carabao Cup. The fifth one, if we'd have got eliminated from the Europa League, then we could have won the Europa League. But we didn't. So it's one of them things. Like, I don't know. I just think it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the final. It's going to be tight. I can't see it being like a 2-3-0. Probably be 1-0, if not 2-1. But yeah, it's just one of them things. But I agree with you, Ryan, because I think I get that people in the comments, it's not really you, but I know Chelsea fans that have told me that it's over and they've won. I have had Chelsea fans tell me that. And when I've kind of said, oh, how come it's over? They're kind of like, because Tuchel is going to beat Pep. He's not going to lose 2 back-to-back finals.
I actually think City will win. Do you know why? Because I can't see Pep losing to Tuchel 3 times in quick succession. I just can't see it. And don't get me, that's not me saying Chelsea aren't going to win it. Chelsea have a great chance of winning it, don't get me wrong. But I think Man City will win it. Firstly, because I think they're the better team, but also because I just can't see Pep losing to Tuchel 3 times in quick succession.
Yeah, no, Daniel, they're not United. They're not Manchester United fans. I know these people personally. They're Chelsea fans, trust me. Yeah, they have said it already. They have said it. I've been on a stream with someone that told me that they've won it already. You can go check it out.
People are hella confident in that. You know what I'm saying? And that big up to everyone's locked. If you want to become a member of the channel, people, the link is underneath in the description. Like I said, immediately after this show, I'll be going live. Just members only in it. So only the members will be able to comment on the show. Obviously, if Jan City and Ryan join me, more than welcome to. But yeah, so we can get to all the comments we can. We'll probably do that more so, people, as well in it. Like we might do, well, we will be doing, now the members is growing, well, we will be doing more members only shows. You know what I mean? So you lot can all get your points across, etc. I know, you lot gotta understand. Not only are we talking and we're trying to engage and troll each other and run agendas, then we have to keep an eye on the comments, and then someone will ask us a question, and then we say something back, and then they say something back, and then by that time 100 comments have gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's mad. Like the thing's moving crazy on the screen right now.
That's why I reply when I see it rather than like going through them.
But Danny says, yes, people, keep it clean in the comments, man. Debate, don't insult, nothing personal, nothing racial, nothing sexual. Keep it clean in that. You know what I'm saying? Keep it clean.
Yeah, what's it called? Akin says about Liverpool did it, but I think it's a little bit different with Liverpool because it was a 2-legged tie. So it's kind of like we beat Poch twice in quick succession because we played them twice within 2 weeks. So it's a little bit different in that sort of situation. If we played Klopp in a cup and then a week later we played them in the league and then we played him in another cup and he beat us all 3 times, I think that would be a little bit different. But it's not.
You know what? That's not one thing. What I remember about Klopp beating Pep 3 times in a row. The first one was a league game in January. And the last 2 were the 2 Champions League ties in April. So it was in the space of 3 to 4 months. Yeah. I don't see Tuchel beating Pep 3 times in the space of just over a month. I just don't see it personally. But it could happen. That's not me saying it won't happen. It could happen. But personally, I don't think it will.
The final is anyone's game. It's honestly anyone's game. I've said this since the beginning. I thought if we played Real Madrid, even though we're better than Real Madrid, it's a final. And they've been there so many times. And then players have been there, done it. And they will see that trophy. And that Real Madrid would have probably kicked in on that game. So I would have expected a hard game against Real Madrid. And I didn't particularly expect to win against Real Madrid because I just think they've been there, done it. It's like City in the Carabao Cup. Like I actually doubted Man City this season because I did what Chelsea fans are doing now and looked at Premier League City and was like, we ain't going to beat Spurs. But then I remembered that Man City in the Carabao Cup just seemed to just switch it on. And that's what they did. And we went out and, okay, it wasn't a big win. It was 1-0. But Man City were in control of that game. Do you know what I mean? And it's a different Man City. When there's a trophy at stake, I haven't seen the sort of Leeds Man City, the sort of FA Cup semi-final Man City. I haven't seen that before. So it would be quite a shock if we went to a Champions League final and were awful. That would be a first for Man City because I haven't seen it, especially under Pep. The only time I've ever seen Man City terrible in a cup final, I'm not talking semi-final because we went out to Arsenal last year in the semi-final. And we went out a few years before that to Arsenal at Wembley. So we have been out a few times in the semis. But in the actual final, the only time I've seen Man City not turn up for a final was in 2013 when we played Wigan. And I think the only player that was playing for Man City at that time that's still there now is Aguero. All the other team are new. So I don't know. I just think I'd be surprised if they don't turn up. I'm not saying they're going to win because it could go either way, but I'd be very surprised if you get the same sort of performance that you've seen from Man City when they play Chelsea. I just, I haven't seen it. So we'll have to see. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, what I will say on it is that all of this is just people posturing and trying to point score and make themselves feel comfortable. Because I said this before, and I keep saying this to the final. It has what has happened previously to me with Tuchel. If Tuchel beating him twice has no bearing on the final. Same way if Pep had beat him twice, it has no. I don't think Pep has his number. I don't think Tuchel has Pep's number. If it was 9 or 10 games, different story. It was 9. If it was Mourinho versus Wenger-esque, that's when we're talking. It's too much. It's like someone mentioned it here, Daniel. Didn't Oli win 3 Premier League games in a row versus Pep? Yes. And what did it account to? 9 points, and that's it. That's literally it. It doesn't account. People are pointing. It makes no difference to me. When they line up on that pitch for that Champions League final, if City win, it's not gonna be because Tuchel beat them twice before. If Chelsea win, it's not gonna be because Chelsea. It has no bearing.
Yeah.
0. Oli has a good record against Pep. They still knocked us out, I think, of 2 semi-finals.
Yeah.
No, to me, that's just me in it. Unless it's like you're talking all 5, 6, 7 games, that's when it's a different story.
Let's be honest. If Man City beat you twice in the league, so we beat you 2 of the times when you've beaten us. So say the one where Pogba came back and won, and we didn't win the title. We got delayed by a few days till you played your next. That one. Say Man City win that one. And we win the one this season. Okay, we would have wrapped the league up earlier. That would have happened. But if they happen, but Man United win the 2 semi-finals, you'll have two cups under Oli now. Because I lost to, who did we play in the final? Aston Villa, I think it was. You wouldn't have lost to Aston Villa. And then you probably wouldn't have lost to Tottenham either. So... No, it wasn't Tottenham. It wasn't Tottenham. We didn't knock you out of that. What other cup did we knock you out? I don't even know. Maybe the FA Cup. I can't remember. No, it wasn't the FA Cup. It was the Carabao Cup. So you wouldn't have lost. You wouldn't have lost to Tottenham. So this is the thing. You would have had 2 trophies under Oli if he won them 2 games. Yeah, that's the real of it, because you wouldn't have lost to Aston Villa and you wouldn't have lost to Tottenham. So that would have been 2 trophies. Like that, in the Carabao Cup. 2 back-to-back Carabao Cups Man United will be having now. So I get the whole Ollie's got Pep's number and Ollie can beat Pep, but at the end of the day, Pep's got 2 trophies that Ollie could have easily won if he'd have got through that game. So it's just one of them things. I just think it's, I don't know, like you're always going to get it. The fans are going to say, if Man City lose this final, it's going to be, Man City is shit. They had a shit season. But in reality, if you asked me at the start of the season, would you want to win the league, win the Carabao Cup and get to a Champions League final, go out of the FA Cup in the semi-final and that be your season, but you lose the Champions League final, would I have taken it 100%? I would have taken it because I think that's making progress towards winning it. Like, there are very few teams that have been to a Champions League final and never gone back there again. Obviously, it's happened, but it's rare. And I don't think with this
Arsenal.
yeah, I don't think with this Man City team, the way they're going, I can't see it. I think we had a mental block kind of going past quarters. We got past the quarters. We've won the semi-final. And it's not like we scraped through on some away goal. We didn't draw and go through 2-2. We actually won to go into the final. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I don't think, whether we win or lose this, I don't think it really makes a difference. All it'll mean is that next season, we'll probably go more for the Champions League again and probably focus a bit less on the league. So that'd be it. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, we'll have to see what happens. But this whole Pep slander, Man City disrespect, I'm not here for it because, you know, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. I think that's that. Maybe anything you want to add? Been a solid show. Silence.
Yeah, just
Go
looking
on,
forward to coming United on Thursday night. You know, the watch along there is going to be.
I hope you feel here, Ryan.
Oh,
you know
thank
what?
you. That means a lot.
Because of how nice I am.
Yeah. The league, man, and I can't trust Man City to fucking beat Newcastle.
Yeah, no, man. We know Pep's a fraud and that. We all know.
You know,
what I was gonna say is,
I know we're gonna win in it because God has a plan. God has a plan. He wants me to be able to bully Flawless for a week after the game in it. So like, we'll win on Thursday in it.
And you know what? That's your championship in it because your team's not getting anywhere near no silverware and that in it. So that's the closest you get.
You're not getting excited over the fucking second-rate European trophy in it.
Of course, we have to in that Ollie tax and that. You know what I'm saying? My level of expectation is low. You know what I'm saying? You would give your left arm and that microphone to be in a Europa League final. Your season was open.
I wouldn't want to be in Europa League. I mean, we are going to be in it next season. At least we got to the knockout stage of the Champions League and beat the team who you lost to in the last game,
and then got beat by terrible last Madrid.
Can I ask you a question, Flawless? Right?
Would you
rather lose the Europa League final?
Right.
What you got there, or get to the round of, say, the quarterfinals of the Champions League, but go out in the Champions League?
What, this season you're talking about?
Yeah. So would you have rather done what Liverpool did, get to the quarters, go out to like Real Madrid, or would you rather get to the Europa League final, but then you lose the final?
Yeah, give me the quarterfinal. I'd rather lose in a quarterfinal than a final. There's nothing worse than losing in a final. It's horrible.
Especially the Champions League.
See the trophy there as well. It's a bit peak.
Yeah, it's peak. Like I've been through that. I've seen United lose obviously Champions League finals, FA Cup.
I've seen that as well.
But yeah, I've seen Liverpool lose one too, which was fantastic. To old, you lot always losing to old man teams. Lost to old man Madrid. I lost to old man.
No. Don't say that was old man Madrid. Yeah, they literally won the past 2 ones before that. Yeah, they won the past 2 years.
You know, he was missing. The goat was missing. That's why the missing piece of that jigsaw.
That final. It's just that Loris Karius tax in it.
It is what it is, isn't it? Your greatest manager of all time put him in goal in it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not on him. That's not on man. And Bale's missing as well.
Simon Mignolet.
Yeah, man, Bale was missing as well in it. Man, like G Bale was missing. But yeah, it's peak.
And then we went aside my boy Alisson in it, and we won it.
Yeah, seeing in it, and then what happened the year after? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then the year after that, we won the Premier League.
Yeah, that's you. Like you got your 2 trophies in 50, your major trophies in it, one every 15 years, in it. Now we got to wait another 15 years for you to get another one.
Club acting like we won them both in the same season by our players taking pictures around. Even I found that stupid. I ain't gonna lie.
Because you had to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that you have to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's Liverpool. You ain't getting that chance in a minute. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be doing this show in 2036, and you'll be talking about, oh yeah, we won the Premier League. 2036 in it. That's when you
That's
lot
what you keep. No. You were like, we won the league in 2013 and all that. Yeah, 2013. Congratulations in it. Yeah, well done. Yeah, when I was in year 8 in high school. So like,
I'm just saying we don't go as long as you in it. Imagine being the biggest team in the country and you win it. You win it 3 decades.
When was the last time?
Imagine being the
league.
Say again.
2008 was it?
Yeah.
I don't know when dinosaurs existed.
That was at Wembley, wasn't it?
No, they got pammed at Wembley. No, United won it in Moscow. They got pammed by Barca at Wembley.
Yeah, same way AC. And where did you get pammed by AC Milan in 07? Where was that?
You didn't get pammed. We lost 2-1. It was Athens.
You got pammed, didn't it? You got battered, didn't it? You know what I'm saying? Greek tragedy. That's what that was. And we weren't talking about anybody from Greece. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine going to the best club in England and only having 3 European Cups in your whole history, and one of them was when dinosaurs existed in 1960.
Seriously, imagine, me only claiming to be the biggest team in your country and you win the league title once every 30 years.
And we still, in that time, you were a miles better team than us, and we still won as many Champions Leagues as you.
Yeah, because you fluked it. You know what I'm saying? And you fluked it.
So,
and how many Premier Leagues you didn't get anywhere near us? You won 1 Premier League title. How many did we win?
Well, you stat padded them in the 90s.
Oh yeah. Because you can stat
Norwich being your closest challenge.
You can stat pad 38 league games in it, but you can stat pad your way to a top 4 finish. You get what I'm saying? And that's how shit you lot were in it. Couldn't stat pad that. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad you. If it was a bad league, that's because of you lot.
When your closest rivals are Blackburn and Norwich in these teams.
That Blackburn team would have washed your team in that. You know what I'm saying?
Tim Sherwood in midfield.
Washed your team.
You got beat by Tim Sherwood in midfield, bro.
Wash it. Hey, they was on point. You know what I'm saying? That they had big investment. They were City before City. They were Chelsea before Chelsea back then. You know what I'm saying? Put some respect on our name once every 30 years. Have some shame in that. I'm saying people are kids and grown and have kids. You know what I'm saying?
You calling yourself one of the best clubs in the world when you don't even perform in Europe, innit?
They moved it to Wembley.
Say again?
What?
As they're
having talks to move it to Wembley
tomorrow.
Okay,
I think they'll move. I think they'll move it to Wembley.
Yeah, that'd be good. What I'm saying, 1 league title every 30 years.
If I get tickets down the road, but the problem is, Man City are being funny with the tickets now. It's going to be annoying.
Apparently, they're still going to make it 4,000 for each club.
Yeah, but the thing is, 4,000, I might get a ticket, maybe. But the problem is that Man City are being funny because of COVID. So that what they'll do is they'll turn around and say, I have to go from Manchester, which is a complete waste of my time. So I need to change my address. Change my address so that I can go.
Do you remember the last time? Do you remember the last time an English team played in a Champions League final at Wembley? Yeah, didn't end well for you, didn't it?
It ended well.
The last time it was you. Was it not you lot? Did you lot not?
No, it was you lot. You got panned by Barca in 2011.
Yeah, and you lot beat. And you talk about stat padding, and you beat Spurs. Get me to a European. That is shameful. You should give. That's 5.5. You don't have 6. You know what I'm saying?
You got eliminated by Barcelona.
5.5, man. No. You don't get
you got eliminated by Barcelona side, who we knocked out in the semis.
Yo, we lost to the GOAT. Your GOAT was a part of that side.
Yeah, we knocked the GOAT out.
We lost twice to your GOAT, innit? You know what I'm saying?
So
we all put some respect. We lost to the very best, according to you, the greatest player of all time.
We even gave them a head start in the first leg and still managed to come back with Divock Origi instead of Shaqiri.
Yeah, man, you lot fluked it.
Better win it, because if you go to Wembley in a Champions League final, you better bloody win it.
He's gonna lose to Tuchel.
With bloody.
He can't do it without Messi, and Messi can't do it without him. That was a match made in heaven, and they can't do it without each other.
Well, Messi better come on loan quickly then, innit?
Messi ain't coming on. That's why he ain't won it since 2014. You know what I mean? 7 years,
Fergie only won it. Fergie only won it 2 times in 26 years.
Yeah, because we were playing against the best of the best. We were playing
in Europe.
We were playing against GOATs and that. You know what I'm saying? And
man turned into Ollie in Europe. Ollie got Ferguson in it.
There ain't no Spurs thing. You know what I'm saying? In that.
But
there ain't no Spurs sides.
The thing is, what I have to say is, with finals, they're probably one of the most one-sided finals we've seen is when we played Watford and I think it was 6-0 or something.
Yeah, you lot battered in the FA Cup. Yeah.
But most finals are not that.
Yeah. And Kane was knackered as well. Facts, have some shame. And their star man was out as well. And we're out here losing to GOATs.
Do you know you're Don Hodge when he played Kane in the final when he weren't even fit? And
that's a mistake on his part.
Whatsoever. Not that I wanted Spurs to win it, but I would have played Mora. They would have.
Yeah, exactly.
He made a mistake. It happens, isn't it? Look at Klopp. He's behind David Moyes this season. Shit happens.
In that game, Klopp showed he's better than Poch because Firmino wasn't fit that game, but Klopp took Firmino off after 60 minutes. Poch kept Kane on when he wasn't fit.
Yeah, Klopp is definitely better than Poch. I ain't even saying that. I'm just saying, innit? That's fine. You got 5.5 Champions Leagues. You don't get 4-1 for beating Spurs. You know what I'm saying? They are the poster boy for bottling it and that. They're known as the history of the Tottenham, as Chiellini says. How dare you?
Not our fault.
How dare you?
To the final. We have to beat Napoli, Bayern, and Barca to the final.
I know you're trolling. I know you are trolling, but you can only beat who's in front of you, innit? You can only beat who's in front of you.
Yeah, but I don't fit my agenda, so we have to move it.
Final. Look, PSG and Napoli in a group, Bayern Munich and Barcelona in the knockouts, and having to combine that with the most high quality title race of all time.
That you finished second in.
And so what? 97 points is in one game in the whole season.
Just ignore him, man.
And we still won the Champions League.
I'm gonna rattle you.
Respect that season, innit?
Nah, don't in it. Shit season and that. Napoli haven't done anything. You know what I'm saying? And that.
Well, they're John Carlo in charge. You're Don Carlo, you know.
Yeah, that's him. He's not at the heights he was in it. Don Carlo just chilling. Who was the other person in the group?
Take him at United.
Yeah, I'd take you over Ollie at this point, but that's by the by. Who else was in the group?
Red Star Belgrade.
No, and who's the other one? Napoli, Red Star Belgrade, and who?
PSG.
Yeah, PSG under 2.
Kylian Giza.
Yeah, no, was Kylian even there at that point?
Yeah, Kylian was there. He scored against us at Anfield.
Like 19, he was like your age. He's younger than you at that point.
He scored against us at Anfield. No, he just won the World Cup. He just won the World Cup.
But he was like 19 though. They did not get out of the group that season.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. They finished top. We finished second.
Oh yeah. Use lot to come run
as well. We beat Bayern Munich in the last.
And then who did you beat in the knockout round?
Bayern Munich, Porto, Barcelona.
See, dead Porto team, Barcelona. No, Bayern Munich I give you.
Because everyone's raving about Chelsea. They had bloody Porto in the quarters as well.
Dead Porto team.
You know what we were saying? You know when we were saying earlier about
this year.
You know when we
were
saying earlier about bottling it, Barcelona bottled that semi-final. How are you 3-0 up and then
that's your goal, by the way. That's your goal, innit? You know what I'm saying? That's your goal, by the way.
No, I'm just saying.
You know my goal, my goal was
your goal, innit? Your goal bottled it in that. You know what I mean? My goal would never be 3-0 up and then lose. You get me the second leg.
Your goal would never be 3-0 up.
My goal has 3 Champions Leagues in a row.
He won 3-0 down today, to be fair.
He was 3-0 down.
Yeah, he was 3-0 down.
5 years.
3-0 down.
Someone snack on his name. Wait.
You know what? When you get to the final next season, it might be against Cristiano Ronaldo, innit?
He's moving on. You get what I'm saying? He ain't staying there.
Imagine if he joined Man City. That would be so funny for banter purposes.
Ronaldo. Oh my God, flawless would be devastating.
Funny. Like, oh my God, I would actually laugh.
It's not going to happen though, is it? Like Ronaldo's finished now.
And it had a picture of Pogba in a City shirt. Would you say no? I was like, you know what? Just for banter alone.
Oh, I'd love Labille at United. I'd love Labille at Liverpool. I ain't gonna lie. I'd love it. I'd get the name at the back of my shirt. I wouldn't even get Pogba. I'd get Labille at the back of my shirt. I'm making an exception. I don't get names at the back of my shirt anymore.
Of course you do. You got that Salah shirt, fam. Why are you lying? You know what I'm saying?
You got Ollie at the back of that shirt, bro, behind you.
He has Ollie at the wheel on the back.
Ollie in, yeah.
And then it says Ollie at there, and then at the bottom it says wheel.
No. You know what the crazy thing is, yeah? Like Flawless is dissing Messi about getting beat 4-0 by us at Anfield. Messi was actually man of the match in that game.
Yeah, man of the match, you got beat 4-0. Yeah, fantastic. You did a great
player of the pitch by an absolute mile still.
You know what though? I have to say that because I've seen Messi come to like Man City, and honestly, like he is just amazing.
He's
like
different.
even
when you watch him live, it's different.
So good.
You're quite, don't get me wrong, quality baller in that. You know what I'm saying? But just for
even when Barcelona lost 8-2 to Bayern Munich, he was still one of the best players on the pitch.
He was cheeks. The second leg, he was ass. No, wait. Yeah, he was ass cheeks that game.
Every time he got the ball, he was still doing a madness.
And when they lost 7-0 to Bayern Munich over 2 legs, he was ass cheeks too. You know what I'm saying? What kind of goal gets beat 8-2 and 7-0 over 2 legs as well? Oh, see, I went silent there, people.
He's still the best player in both of those games.
He's 36. My man's in his prime getting beat 7-0.
I'm not talking about Ronaldo. I'm talking about Messi.
What about Messi? What about him?
Messi at Anfield when he lost 4-0 was the best player on the pitch by a mile.
Right, and that just goes to show how bad Liverpool side is, isn't it? But we move. You know what I'm saying?
Like next season, when they got Goats getting pammed 7-0 in a quarter final of the Europa League.
Well, by Dynamo Kebab and chips or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Liverpool are going to be there, innit?
Yeah, Liverpool are going to be there. And bear in mind, people, Me and Ryan are just running joke in it. We're boys and that in it. No one's getting rattled. It's not serious in it. We just run jokes in it because I hate his team
we're
unless he
actually being
hates his.
serious? They take it so seriously. We are joking with all this.
We are joking. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because we say it and we're not laughing doesn't mean we're not saying. We're just running. Like, me and Ryan do this off air and that. Like, he'll just message the whole week.
Worse off air.
He'll just message
they
me.
make me cry behind the scenes, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
You were talking shit in the group chat talking about Flawless under the phone. Yes, you
beat up Flawless that time at his place.
I didn't say that. I just agreed with it.
Under the
it secondly.
Yeah. Notorious.
Oh, yeah, we seen some rat shit on that group chat.
Yeah. Man said, yeah, man, Dynamo kebab and chips. You know what's going to happen, though? Because this always happens when you talk shit on YouTube. If Ronaldo does stay, and Jan City touched on it, he does stay at Juventus and Liverpool go into the Europa League, they're going to face each other in the Europa League. It's going to happen.
That is going to be...
Yeah, we're going to pan him because he's crap now, isn't it?
7-0 Liverpool, Salah, 4 goals, Mane, 3.
All right, calm down, Jan.
It is what it is,
calm down, innit? Chill out, Salah ain't getting 4 goals, you know.
Oh, geez. And yeah, we will be starting the whole Wednesday stream in about 10 minutes. People have set up the other link in it. So I will be doing that, the members only Q&A to get to all your questions.
The thing is, guys, in the comments, there's no point in arguing about that. Like, you can't bottle something that's not been done before. It's physically impossible.
Oh, yeah, the man about that had me rolling. You can't bottle a quad. That is mad funny. There's no way of bottling a quad. You can't bottle.
The worst is when it was an Arsenal fan who said it as well.
You know, actually, you could bottle a quad. Actually, no, you can't bottle a quad.
No, you can't bottle a quad.
Unless you win the Premier League and you won the Carabao Cup and you're in the finals of both of them, then maybe.
What I was thinking, essentially, because if you, say, for example, you won the Prem, you had the Prem wrapped up early, you won the Carabao Cup in February, like it sometimes is, you're in the FA Cup final, and then you're in the Champions League final. The issue is because the Champions League final would be the last trophy, I don't know if you can call that bottling because you're going to be playing one of the best teams in Europe. So, but if it was the FA Cup, so say it was the other way around, the FA Cup got delayed and you'd won the Champions League. So say you'd won the league, the Carabao Cup, the Champions League, and your last game of the season was the FA Cup and you went 2-0 up against a Watford and then you lost 4-2, then I would say that's bottling a quad. Because you had the quad there to be won, and you lost against.
I can't agree with bottling a quad.
Then you maybe argue with them, but
it's like in '99 when United won the treble. If they'd have lost that Champions League final, would that have been bottling? Would they have bottled the treble? No.
Right. No, I don't think so. I don't think you can bottle it when it's in the Champions League. That's what I mean. It would have to be like the FA Cup where.
I still think bottling a quad
or something like that.
I can't have bottling a quad, especially from Arsenal fans.
Yeah. As it stands, you can't bottle a quad because no one's ever been in that position to win a quad in this country. So you can't.
It just means with flawless internet being dodgy.
Yes, it's twirling.
You know what? I have to get into Arsenal fans on this. Arsenal fans are the shittest fan base, you know, disrespecting their greatest ever legend, Thierry Henry. Yeah, I heard Arsenal fans at the beginning of this season in the past say Aubameyang could overtake Henry at Arsenal in terms of his goal scoring record. Like, how disrespectful is that? That's so disrespectful. Like, Aubameyang's shit, and they're saying he could overtake their greatest ever player, one of the greatest ever players to play in the Premier League.
This is why I always get onto Arsenal fans, because when you say Aguero, they're not hearing it. Despite the records, despite what he's done, despite the amount of goals he scored, despite his goal per game, despite the impact he's had, despite the titles that he's won, they're not trying to hear it because Henry is better. But when it's Aubameyang now, stats are coming into it.
Honestly. And Aubameyang's shit. I don't care what anyone says.
It just doesn't happen. So
Aubameyang's a fraud. I've said it for time. They're a much better team without him in the team. I'm telling you. Much better team.
Yeah, I think it's and in terms of people going on about how many Champions League do you have, like that happens to every club. Every club has never won it before, and then you get there, and then most people lose the first final. To be fair, then you get there again and you win it the second time. That's usually.
Yeah, and I remember on my Liverpool show on Bits and Bobs' channel, we were having a discussion over who's the bigger club, Arsenal or Chelsea, and I said Chelsea.
Yeah.
But a lot of them were saying Arsenal. But I was like, if Chelsea win the Champions League this season, have they overtaken them? Because they'd have had 2 then, and Arsenal have none. I think they would have overtaken them.
Because the problem is, what people want to do is they want to make an argument, but then when it kind of goes against them, they try and change the argument. So I used to have arguments when Man City was shit. I used to have arguments all the time with football fans, and they'd always say City are not going to be anything like till, you know, because they're never going to win a Champions League, right? That's what they used to say. Stuff like that. You're never going to win a Champions League. You're never going to win the league. Like, that's the sort of thing that they say. And I'd be like, well, we've won the league before, because we had won the league before, just not the Premier League. We'd won 2. So I was like, we've won that before. So it's like, well, you're never going to win the Champions League. So it's like, well, so then I'd be like, so is the Champions League the biggest trophy then? So they'd be like, yeah. So I'd say, oh, so Liverpool are better than you. Then they'd try and change it. No. Overall trophies, you know, we've got more trophies. And it's just like, people like to switch it, because Chelsea have a lot of trophies. Like, they've won a lot over the past, you know, however many years. They've won quite a lot. So Chelsea, trophies-wise, are one of the best teams in the country in terms of the amount of trophies they have. Arsenal have a hell of a lot of trophies because they have 13 Premier Leagues. On top of that, I think they've got the most FA Cups out of everyone. I think
they've done nothing in Europe. They've done nothing in Europe.
Yeah, and then in Europe they've not got any. But it's one of them things. Like, the way it works is a lot of fans kind of change their stance. So a lot of Chelsea fans will say they're bigger than Arsenal because they've won in Europe. And then somebody actually asked the Chelsea fan the other day, if Man City win the Champions League, are they bigger than Chelsea? And he was like, no, it's not close.
You can make an argument for it.
So what so the person that was asking actually said, well, Man City will have more league titles than you and the same amount of Champions Leagues. So, you know, when you start going into stuff like that, it's like, yeah, they might have more FA Cups, but do you value FA Cups higher than, you know, a Premier League title? So it's one of them situations.
I just think personally, if Chelsea win the Champions League this season, I don't see how Arsenal can be a bigger club than Chelsea. I just can't see it. Because Chelsea would have had 2 Champions Leagues. Arsenal have none. 0 European trophies, 0 European Cups.
This is what I mean about it, because a lot of people will argue that the Champions League is valued as higher. So that's why it's seen like that. So it's just one of the things. By the way, I'm not saying Man City are going to be a bigger club. I couldn't care if Man City are the smallest team in the country. As long as we're winning consistently, I don't care. I don't need Man City to be a big club. I don't need Man City to be a massive club. I don't need Man City to be competing with other people. Like, at the end of the day, Man City are making their own history. And I quite like the way that Man City are doing things a different way. I like the fact that Man City aren't matching what other teams have done in the past. You know, I always like when it gets to the end of the season, it's like Man City have broken history. They've broken this record, this record, this record, this record. Because it's nice to see that we won the league, but we won it in a different way. Rather than, oh yeah, well, United had exactly the same season back in 2006. It's like, well, it's exactly the same. Like, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear Man City have done something that hasn't been done before, or like the domestic treble. Like, I really enjoyed the domestic treble. Yes, I would have liked to have won the Champions League, but the domestic treble hadn't been done before.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that we won that. You know, if we win this other treble, as they call it, Liverpool have done it before. You know what I mean? So it's one of them things that's happened before, but no one in the Premier League era has done it. So things like that, I quite like that Man City do things a little bit differently. Do you know what I mean? And then eventually, hopefully, we do win an actual treble with the FA Cup. Hopefully we do. But it's one of them things I don't mind. It doesn't bother me too much if Man City win 3 trophies and they're not the ones that people prefer. Like, at the end of the day, 3 trophies is 3 trophies, and that's a successful season. So I don't know. Like, it's not
the big club debate. Who's the biggest club debate? It's always what you base it off, but it annoys me. I think Arsenal fans have always overhyped how big a club they are. You know, I don't see. They always place them on the levels of your Real Madrids, your Barcelonas, your Man Uniteds, your Liverpools, your Bayern Munichs. Arsenal fans think they're on that level as a club. They're nowhere near. They've not won any European trophy, no European Cup, not won anything recently, really. Like, they overhype themselves as a club so much. They're a big club, I'm not denying that, but they're nowhere near those clubs. I heard Arsenal fans last summer on AFTV say that he thinks that Arsenal are as big a club as Liverpool. Like, shut the fuck up, innit? Like, genuinely. You're nowhere near us, innit? I'm not.
This is what happens though, and like it just depends what you mean by big club, because a lot of people say it's about your fan base, it's about what you can attract, it's about this. Some people say it's about Champions League, some people say it's about league titles. I think people just change it to suit their club. If their club are the most successful in the Champions League, that's what they're going to go at. If their team have the most league titles, that's
Ryan.
People do it like that, and you know, I'm not denying European trophies.
Ryan, she's talking about you, fam.
I can't deny that. The problem that I have is like people that say things like, "Oh, you know, Fergie won a European Cup with Aberdeen," and then they say Man City haven't won a European Cup. Man City have won the same trophy that Fergie won with Aberdeen. So if Fergie won a European trophy with Aberdeen, then Man City also have a European trophy. You can't have it one way and not the other. I'm not sitting here and pretending Man City have some fantastic history.
We have a great history. Isn't it? Yeah.
It isn't filled with too many trophies. Like Man City started off well. Like we won the FA Cup, I think, like years and years before anyone else. Like years before Arsenal, years before like Chelsea. Like there was a few teams that didn't win it before us, but then we went on a period of our history which wasn't great. We still have, you know, a lot of people are surprised to hear that Man City actually had 2 league titles before they got money. We weren't just on one. I think Chelsea were on 1. Spurs are on 2. Are they on 1? Spurs are on 1 or 2.
Spurs are on 2 league titles in the history.
Yeah, 2. So it's like a lot of people will say Spurs are a bigger club than Man City because they had more league titles. But actually, if you look at the history, that's not true. But people just kind of, the media run with something and everyone jumps on it. Like, oh yeah, Man City have no history. You know, Man City have not done this. That's why Chelsea fans are being shocked this week when people are saying when Man City win the league, they'll have 1 more league title than Chelsea. You know, because they're like, they don't see it like that. And I don't really care. At the end of the day, I expect Man City to keep winning. I expect Chelsea to pick up some more as well. So I'm not bothered about big club, small club. Because what if City win the Champions League and then they win it again back to back? We'd then have 2 Champions Leagues. We'd have more league titles. I'm not bothered. Then the next season, Chelsea could go and win it. And then we're back to square one. So it's not. And until you go clear and it's like you have 4 and everyone else has 2, to me, it doesn't really make a difference. Because if you're a big club and then they go and match your success the next season, then it's like this. It's constantly going to be
I just like going in on Arsenal, to be fair. I ain't going to lie, because Arsenal fans piss me off.
Oh, yeah, it's a great pastime. They don't piss me off. It's a great pastime, but you know what? Yeah, man, I'm enjoying the food, people. I'm starving.
They piss me off with some stuff. They piss me off with some stuff. They say, oh, when they were saying in the season, Arteta's broken Klopp and all that shit in it, like.
Ryan's not having that about. They might as well have said that Arteta had broken his boy Graham Potter and that. And we need to get onto his defeat. What happened today, fam? I'm talking to you, Ryan. What do you mean? That's his guy. That's his man's. That's his man's.
No, if you watch that first half, Brighton battered Wolves. They were 1-0. Should have been about 4. Okay. Yeah, it should have been about 4. And there's Lewis Dunk gets sent off with dumb sending off in the second half, because he's dopey. And he 1-on-1, he pulled it, got caught out and pulled him and got sent off in it. But like, dumb defending. And then with 10 men, it's always going to be a big ask in it. Like, so yeah, it happens, man. Lewis Dunk tax in it. So like, give Graham Potter better players. He's winning a quadruple, bro.
He'll get a move, but I seen a rumor saying that he's not interested in the Spurs job.
Oh, right, he's not. That's what I heard about. Yeah, man. Potter ball couldn't be Nuno ball.
But before we continue, I am going to go over and start the members only stream. If Jan City and Ryan, feel free to join me. It's up to you.
I might only be able to come on for a bit, bro, because I've got a week.
Looking to do 20 minutes and that. I'm looking to finish this food I've just got here now.
up in a sec. I just want to say one thing because people are talking about Man City and the Champions League and all that stuff, and like Arsenal and stuff. But it's just interesting because, like, I think what people don't realize in football, and I say this a lot, like, football can change very quickly. Like, Man City could have all this success now. You know, Pep leaves, we get a shit manager in, the players aren't happy, half of them leave. You know, the owner decides, you know, can't be asked with this shit, and then leaves. And then Man City don't win anything for a few years. Like, this could happen. Like, anything can happen in terms of that. And it's like a lot of United fans back in the day used to kind of chat to Liverpool. And Liverpool fans used to say, you can't talk to us. We have 18 league titles. You have, oh, is it 18? Yeah, you had 18. You only have,
at the time, yeah.
They only had 7. And Man United have now got 20. So this can happen, and Man City are currently on 7. Like, I'm
look
not
at him.
saying,
Look at that prick. Look what he's doing. Yeah, look at him.
I'm not saying we're gonna do it, but it's happened before. There is you had 18 league titles, laughing at a team that had 7, sorry, and they overtook. So I'm not saying Man City cannot do it, but we could overtake some of these teams that talk about Man City having no history, because history is there to be made, and Man City right now are making history. So even if Man City goes shit for the next 30 years, people will still go back to this time and be like, you know what? Even though Man City aren't great now, they dominated throughout the 2010s or whatever they call it, because that's what they'll say, because that's what's happened. So yeah, I don't know. Anything can happen. Like, Liverpool in the 80s used to wrap up the league early. In the 70s, Liverpool winning the league. These things happen, and then, you know, most football kind of goes in circles. So I don't know. I just think Arsenal have a lot more league titles than us at the moment, but that could change within 10, 15 years, you know. So
hey, I swear Paco's an Arsenal fan.
He might be. I don't even know. I just enjoyed the comment. Right, I'm literally going to start the
Raphael
big up Raphael with his jokes. Big up to Raphael. While you wrap up this show, I'm literally going to start. It's on YouTube. I'm starting the members only show right now in it. So I'm heading over there to start it right now, people. So get over there while Yan City and Ryan wrap it up. I'll put the link in there for you, Ryan, in it. One sec.
Yeah,
I'll put it in the private chat in it. Yeah, one sec.
Yeah, nice.
Right, I just dropped it in the private chat. So yeah, it's members only in it. So only everyone can watch. It's public, but members only, the only ones to comment. We'll get to all your comments, etc., etc. So you lot head over there now. I'm literally, I'm about to go live. Yeah. All right, so catch you on the other side.
In a bit.
So, well, should we just wrap this up?
Yeah, we'll just wrap up and go over there.
Well, this is what I say, and this is why, like, I have a lot of faith in Man City. I know people say I'm pessimistic. I do have a lot of faith in Man City, but I'm just not here to be too cocky, because at the end of the day, football is football. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
It's not a team that is unbeatable. There's not a team that, you know, fair enough, there's been like invincible seasons, but even then, they're not unbeaten. They're just unbeaten in that league. So, it's just, it happens, you know what I mean? So I don't like being too cocky. I just don't see it as, I don't see any positives to being over cocky. Like, at the end of the day, if Man City go out there and play a really good final and we win, then I'll be very happy. But I'm not the type to go on Chelsea fan pages and be like, oh, you're shit, we beat you. Like, I'm not that sort of person. I never have been, and I never will be. So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But, yeah, we'll wrap up now and then get over to the other stream, and we will join you there. So, like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe, join the membership so you can comment, and then we'll see you over there right now. Bye, guys.